hell was that?
Don't be left hanging.
Jesus Christ, woman. Clear your throat.
He just wants to be involved in the game that he's DMing. Come on.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. This thing that I spent 12 hours fucking writing this week, let me just... Then again, this didn't take me 12 hours, but making sure that there were choices and consequences for all of this did take a lot of... Do you know when you take on one of those things, you're thinking, this will be cool, and then you realise, oh no, there's a butterfly effect here. If I do this, then... Oh, and then yeah. Before you know it, you're sitting in your room at 4:30 in the morning with maps on your wall, like looking at, okay, where can the army go?
You've got bits. Yeah. You've got bits of paper on the wall with bits of string tied between.
I do.
Haven't you?
I literally do. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Like they're not string. It's not string. It's I've drawn it on, so it's like from place to place and like things and that. Yeah. So if you've seen in this room, John, and you, Alana, there's like my PC monitors next to my wall. So all my maps are on my wall above my PC, basically, all drawn on, basically. So
I had a few thoughts.
Let me just turn you up. Hang on.
About the letters.
I don't think we did. None of us doubted that. I'm just kidding.
But I want to hear what you guys have to say. I was thinking with the quest, like there's one that like the mustering. I think that would help us like immediately right now, getting rid of like all the idle guys.
So before we get into that, I just need to that's a very good point, but I just wanted to explain what's going on first, and then we'll duck back into what Alana just said, because it was very poignant. So from this point on, every week you will get letters coming to the Bowery. So these will be people who want to talk to you about certain things that are going on in the barony. Your scouts will be reporting in. If you send out an agent this week, that they'll be coming back in the next few weeks or next week or whenever with a report saying, okay, I found this, blah, blah, blah. So there's two types of things. There's incoming letters. These are flavor things. These are things that are giving you an idea of what's going on. These are your eyes and ears out in the world telling you what's happening. And you may get a few quests that you might want to do as well. They're not official, but they're definitely there. They're there. These are things that you're... Just because they don't have, like, costs and rewards tied to them doesn't mean they're not important. Some of the things you read in your letters will be extremely, extremely important. So bear in mind to that. In terms of quests, these are things that your agents who are in the Bowery are actually talking to you about and asking you to go and look at things, go and build things. They're prodding you in certain directions. This isn't me. This is me being the part of a good scout or a good spy master or something, giving you information. The mustering is what Alana was saying before. Yeah, that's a very good thing to go and do. Other thing is, before you start, Outlander points. So my first D&D in Durham did something similar to this. And this is an idea that I brought forward to this and like basically expanded it outwards to be like 10 times more complicated because I have the time. So so Outlander points are basically how powerful your barony is, how much you're respected from the outside world. So even though you may see like 2 Outlander points for each of these missions, these are quite hefty missions. So you won't get these a lot of the time. You'll get like 0.5 Outlander points or something. Because Camelot itself is 20 Outlander points. The Riemann Empire is 100 Outlander points. So that's a good view of how powerful things are out there. You're not so much competing against other baronies in the Lethane Valley, but you may be if you go down certain pathways, or if you want to, you can. They might attack you. But it all depends on you, is what I'm saying, basically. Obviously, Godfrey at the moment, you and him are not getting along, mainly because he's being a bit of a dick, But you guys were dicks to him as well. Like, you chopped off the hands of a few of his men, and there will be consequences for that.
One guy's hands.
There will be consequences for that, and
Well, personally, like with that, I was thinking we could send like a small like delegation to talk with him and be like, look, we're both in the valley. This is our part of the Grailwood. If your men hunt there will be consequences. If they don't, everything will be fine.
He's now claimed that all of it is his. I would recommend going over his head.
Yeah, so this is the letter from Calebridge, right? So
we definitely should send people to deal with like from that girl who wrote I think it was Nessa.
Well, if we sort out the Grailwood shit with him, it's just gonna send that out.
Well, yeah, I'm saying, so should we send people to where Nessa is to like send off because you know how like there's that letter in there saying
Yeah.
yeah, like there are people like setting things on fire. Should we like deal with that stuff? Send some people.
Well, just a quick question, Dean. So, as far as these missions are concerned, how much of like the time is it going to take to do one of these missions? Is it going we get one per, or are we going to be able to do two?
Yeah, okay, that's something I didn't cover. So
can't we send people to do it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you don't need to do it yourselves. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but also, I generally go with the amount of. I don't have any set limits. No, I will get to a certain point where I'd be like, yeah, you don't have enough agents to do this right now. After a certain point. So, like, say, if you want to do the mustering, that even by its wording, you're going out and you're getting men, you're bringing them in, you're getting them, you're forming your own. That'd be quite a big thing to do. So then I would say you can probably only do one or two others. Whereas if you did something like, opening Northern Trade, I would say that's gonna like take up all week because you're literally going and restarting a city and restarting an economy. Whereas like mining the Dragon Graves, you can probably do that with some other things. Making contact with Thainlaw and making contact with Camelot, you can do those at will. Basically, you don't need to. You're sending a letter. It doesn't cost you that much.
Yeah.
So it's all about common sense, really. I've not really put a big limit on it because I don't really want to.
Yeah. Because I was thinking as one of the things for specifically kind of combining the opening the Northern Trade and the mustering, and just by sending our troops, several of our troops, up to help clear some of that stuff out and help establish it. Get them out there, get them working, and
that'd be a decent idea.
Establish a mercenary company.
Michael and John, what do you guys think?
Good to me. Just if we can two bird one stone it, then yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a few other ones, but I think the funny thing is that the mining the Dragon Grave, that's actually something I was thinking about it. Thinking about since the last session that we definitely want to not only figure that out, but contacting the Dweller was something I had been thinking about since we first started up in those mountains.
So
should we do the mustering first and make sure that the Grailwood is safe because that's our home turf? So make sure that people set up people to stop people from Calebridge from encroaching.
Well, and then, I think that sorry, keep going.
Oh, I was gonna say, and then turn to the mining.
Well, what I was thinking is that as far as that's concerned, since the only people who can really do that mining properly are the Dweller, so I think we need to spend some time at the beginning of the session and just send out some letters to the various people, including to I can't remember the dude's name who's the head of the Lothain Valley. I'm trying to find the
Ahern.
Ahern, yeah.
Ahern, yeah. I gotta get that. I didn't put the paper with all of those people into the right folder, so I just have to find it.
It's on the chat if you want to copy and paste it over.
Yeah. So I think if we take if we go to Ahern and just tell him look, this is what's happening. These people have broken their or have already broken the agreement. We caught poachers on our land and kind of made them pay and then realized that they were actually Calebridge soldiers and not just people causing trouble or deserters. They were there under orders. So we sent one back with a message and he's responded like this.
We could say if we catch them encroaching, this is how they'll be dealt with, and it's not like a negotiation. We just want you to understand that's what's going to happen.
They're being treated as poachers, not as soldiers, because they're acting as poachers. But that's the thing is, if we sent, but I think that our main focus as our group should be making sure, because he's saying that he's just gonna, go into the Grailwood and Forest in his letter. So I think, one of the things we need to do is we need to just send some letters out in general at the beginning, and then maybe we go that way and deal with that situation in person. I don't know what you guys were thinking because like some of these things would semi-require us in person, but
Yeah, like the Grail with that girl or the person with the people like hacking down parts of the forest, that we don't need to be there for that. One of us.
That's the thing. If we're dealing with if we're heading south to deal with Calebridge stuff, we can deal with it partially by going through the forest and taking care of the troops that are there in force, and blatantly disregarding the agreement that was made.
So what does everyone think about what's going on at the moment? So what would you say your main focus should be with all of the information that you've gotten over the past week? And let's go with Michael and John for now. Let's go with Nameless and Locknear. What do you guys think is going on?
I mean, my personal belief would be to do the mustering. Because I am very much of the opinion fortifying our own position before aggravating or irritating anyone else or going out in force is probably a better idea. Defense before attack, and then go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. If you start saber rattling and all that sort of thing, then it's just going to invite more trouble, or we've got any kind of decent defense up. And we don't need the resources just yet for ourselves. So let's focus on building good, strong base, good foundations, and then go from there. Really.
Mm-hmm.
Still got to build the walls and stuff like that. So that's
that's already underway. Yeah. I would say one of the walls is complete by now because you've. Give me a second. Yeah, carry on.
So maybe should we do the mustering, and like, I don't know about you guys, but I think like we should make sure that our people like are being helped, so that like we inspire loyalty from them. So maybe like we just try to make sure that the Grail, I don't know, like that's just like so like we try to make sure the Grailwood is secure, or like we could take a different approach and try to build allies. Up to you guys.
I mean, I would say probably if it's just a small group of poachers, then we could certainly deal with that.
But I mean, the poachers are Calebridge soldiers. Like, we know that.
If it's the same group, we don't know that.
Well, no, she said that they've got on the letter that she specifically states that.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So and his letter, he states he's claiming all of the Grailwood to himself.
He states he's claiming anything beyond Larksford, and Larksford. Let me just have a little look in the actual map here. Yeah, I'll show you about where it is. Oh, there we go. Right, so.
Oh yeah, because I don't see Larksford.
Larksford is just at the. Larksford is around there. So there's a more in-depth map of the Grailwood coming, but Larksford is around where you can see on the Grailwood.
So he's now claimed most of the Grailwood.
Yes, 3/4. Yeah.
Without consulting anyone else. So that's what I was saying, that that if we just kind of let him do that, we don't know when he's going to just try to claim the rest. but there are a couple of things that are concerning besides that. But that's why I was saying, like, one of the first things that I would suggest would be to just write letters to like several different ones. Like, we definitely want to send letters to like the Dweller about trying to start mining that ferrite for our own use and for trade. We want to send. We should probably send letters to all the different powers around us to help solidify our position. Just let them know, hey, we are here. We are, we are an actual power in the Lothian Valley, and we want,
Oh,
we, you know,
We'll carry on this for another 10 minutes, and then we'll crack on with what we're doing.
Also,
So.
I meant to tell you guys, I need to find it. Shoot, I didn't save it. I designed like a little crest for us. We don't have to use it at all. It's basically a green background with like a brown diagonal with like a turret, like a tower in the middle, and then trees on either side.
Send it in to the Discord.
I know. I need to like remake it because I forgot where I didn't save it. So just I'll send it in a bit.
Okay. There's always one, honey.
Well, hey, I just making it. I mean,
yeah, no, I'm glad. It's nice, but there's always the one player that it's like, I've got this. It's gonna happen.
So
in a good way.
Yeah. So which ones are we going for here? So we've got the mustering. Obviously, we got the flavor text there. So these are things that we want to. Let's focus on the quests first. So which ones are you guys nailing on doing first? So as I said before, making contact with different powers. You can do that at any time. Not really counting that as a thing. You're still going to be one person riding over there with like a chest, with like 20 men. Mining. You as Adalbert says, it's probably going to be best if you go to the Dweller yourselves.
Yeah.
So that would be a session in itself, going up there and asking them for help. You've got opening Northern Trade, which is also a thing that can be done, but it's going to take 3 sessions, so 3 weeks in real life. You will get 2 points, though, and you also get 300 gold per week, which I know Lochner was saying the other week that you need to be self-sustaining. That'll be a way of doing it. Hence it taking you a while. And the mustering as well is also getting your people like you, basically. So you don't need to be everywhere at once. You can send out men to do your thing for you. So everyone jump in. Like I'm not going to let you make a decision until everyone's had a say. So everyone jump in. And what ones you're looking at? What ones you want to do?
Just think, make contact with everyone, do the mustering, and then I guess we can wander into the forest and deal with the poachers to ensure that they're sent back, and he's under no illusions that we don't accept his threat.
Are you still looking for a harem, by the way?
Oh, of course.
Add a mission.
So, just like one of the things is, I think that we can actually use the mustering to solve at least 2 of these missions. Like one of them, the opening the northern trade, we can kind of use the mustering and send out groups to help take control of that area. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like as part of the mustering, have those people working on the opening.
So you're looking at combining the mustering and opening Northern Trade, basically.
Is what I was thinking. Okay. It will help get our word out. They'll get, they'll go out there, they'll help rebuild and do jobs. Take down like, whatever they need to out there. Just kind of kill 2 birds, 1 stone situation.
I mean, if we can sort of use that kind of efficiency, then yeah, makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to work. They need to get our name out, and helping rebuild the northern cities is a great way to get the name out. And we can also send some of our, we'll be sending some of our supplies as well, which will help really solidify our relationship up there. And then when we do contact some of the other kingdoms, like, look, we've already helping to rebuild these areas and these cities.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, should we do that then?
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds
So
good.
you're looking at doing the mustering and combining it with the northern trade. Cool. Leave that with me for next time. So I'm going to put a little asterisk next to that. Boom, and an asterisk next to that one. Boom, and we're doing. You can probably do one more. So what are we looking at for the rest?
For the missions specifically.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean,
I don't know about missions specifically, but I'm so sorry. Did we mention leaving like people to help patrol and keep the Kale Bridge people from encroaching?
You haven't mentioned that yet, no.
Maybe we do that, something like that.
I guess, yeah. I mean, like we have whatever men we have left, we can, kind of start doing either make contact with one of the two, and then everybody else, including us, work on something else. But let's see. Sorry, I'm just looking at how many men we have.
You have at the moment. You have 44 untrained fighters that are wandering around and not doing anything. You have 73 men at arms, and that's made up of 52 men at arms, 19 archers, and 2 elites, basically 2 elite guards. You have 15 Castellan guards who are under Shen, who are wandering around. And with the mustering, you will get 500 men. Now, this 500 men cannot be in the Bowery. It cannot take that many men living there. They will be out and about, and it'll be up to you guys to outfit them. Essentially, at the very start, these guys are peasants with pitchforks, with whatever symbol Alana is making stenciled into their jerkins, basically. Nothing else.
So here's a question for you guys, because we are in whatever it's called, the Grailwood. Should our main symbol be a tree? But we also have the Bowery, so should it be like a tower? What do you think?
Bowery's where you keep crows and ravens.
Really?
Yeah.
Won't we look like the Vikings though with the raven?
The thing is that raven symbol isn't actually anything that almost anyone has seen. The only people who see it are, right? Right, that's correct, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a symbol that they're showing. They're just wearing their regular armor.
I mean, the Falkir have, and as somebody who's half Falkir, you will know that, wearing a raven or a crow, it is crow, yeah, but wearing a crow, it would actually piss off Harkin quite a bit, because that's his sigil. A raven, on the other hand, probably not. You'd probably be fine. And a Bowery is where you keep ravens, not crows. That was my mistake.
So it's not like their thing that we're just kind of being. And besides, we're not going to be confused for a Falkir horde.
No.
But it's just
Falkir horde looks tougher. You have 500 blokes with pitchforks at the moment, so still good. There's still 500 blokes, but they are 500 blokes holding pitchforks. So it's.
By the way, just real quick as an aside, Dean.
Mm-hmm.
So, when we had the whole incident with the armor in the castle, I'm just trying to make sure, because you told me that it was that it had been paid in gold. Was it gold or copper pieces? Because I just want to make sure. Because I have 700. You had told me gold. I just didn't want to.
Yeah, it would have been. Are you talking about the armor you're making, or are you talking about the armory?
No, the armor that was sold and then given to Nameless.
Ah,
that whole situation.
I think he gave you
modeling.
I think it was gold. It was gold, yeah. Yeah.
So just because I've now got a big ass pile of gold.
Yep.
As well. That's just
personal wealth.
Yeah, but I think one of the that'd be probably, never mind. It's just something I'll probably discuss when we're talking about what we were doing personally.
Okay.
During the last 2 weeks,
so
never mind.
Okay, so we've got the mustering done. That's getting done. If you want to, so a lot of these missions will lead into other ones next week. So, you've done the mustering, so I can tell you now. One for next week will be about, hey, you've done the mustering. Now we need to arm these men. So we need to go out and get some armor. We need to go get more armor as they come into the Bowery, and that'll be one of your missions for next week. That's how the missions are going to work generally. Is that yeah? That's good. So are you gonna? I will. If you want to send the 500 men you've got now up to start doing the opening northern trade, they will need a lieutenant to go with them. It's like a character to go with them, and they are risking getting killed because they are not fully trained. They are just 500 blokes that you've just harangued into a press gang, basically. But if you do that and they succeed, I will take 2 weeks off of the opening northern trade. So instead of waiting for 3 sessions, you'll need to wait till next week. But I'll be doing some rolling behind the scenes to see how successful they are in doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should train them up a bit first before just sending them out.
I mean, you know, that's the thing is, if we send them with what I was going to suggest is that we don't just send, just all 500 of them willy nilly. We send, like, divide them into groups of maybe 100 or 150, and keep some of them back to train with the other men, but send some of our men with them to and then at least 2 of our lieutenants with them, just so that there's so that we have a kind of have a hierarchy, and it's not just one guy trying to corral 500 dudes who've just joined us. We have a couple of captains and a contingent of our men, working with them, training them, and keeping them in line.
So what we could do then, if you wanted to do that, we could definitely you could give me a number of the 500 men who are going north, and then I can see if I'll take off 1 week from the sessions post completion. We'll see. But how about you guys think about that after the session, and then come back to me with an answer? Because we already know what you're doing now. We're just working on the details. We don't want to be here all night doing this. We just want to all we want to do is start the session, hammer out what you're doing, figure out the details in the chat afterwards, and then we'll do it that way.
Sounds good to me.
So it's been a couple of weeks since the last session, since the last time you were in the mountains, and you found the dragon grave, and you found a lot of Faerite up there as well, which is worth a lot of money, to say the least. You all know that if news of that got out, it's already out amongst some of your men, but if news of it got out, as in into the Thane Valley, there'd be a lot of people wanting a taste of what's up there. And it's not officially your land. It's mountains, sure. And they're near you, sure. But they're not officially yours. So there'll be a lot of people claiming them if word gone out. So let's drag you over to the actual people. What has everyone been doing the past couple of weeks? Apart from reading How to Be a Medieval Dad for Dummies.
Rebuilding the wall, really, and reading How to Be a Dad.
Yeah. Well, the wall is built. One of the walls is built.
Okay.
This one over here has been worked on. It is now sturdy as a rock, and no one's getting through that. And the other walls are now 3/4 of the way up. So they're basically functioning. I'm going to take these off, actually, because they're basically functioning. I'll just make a note that they're a bit weaker than the others for now, just in case you fuck up really badly, end up in a siege this session. You shouldn't do. There we go. Basically, yeah, sturdy as a large pile of rocks. Essentially. So, so what I want to do is, before we get started as well, where are things? Because now the keep has actually been basically rebuilt a little bit. So, what are we putting in this room? At the moment, it's been functioning as like a makeshift bar area. You can keep it as that if you wish. It'd certainly be something cool for your people to go into and to build up and stuff.
Can we have a look at the other floors a second?
Yeah.
Right.
Give me a sec. One there. So we got siege works already. Got barracks all upstairs. We got storage as well.
Cool. And there's one more floor.
There's 2 more floors. So there's
oh, wow, okay.
there's the ramparts up here on this side here, and you've got the places for oil and things over here. And I think there's a harem going to be in here at some point.
Cool.
And the last one is the very top. So you got the very top of the old crenellations there, and the tower here as well. This actually has a roof on it, so it's not open to the sky.
Right. Okay. Well, we don't have any other sort of bigger rooms, so yeah, it would be worth having a dining hall, stroke bar, sort of.
We should also, if we are at this point, becoming a proper company, we're going to need some sort of space to meet people and discuss our plans, and it's not just kind of sitting out by the campfire.
Sure. I mean,
an entertainment suite.
Well, unless you want to meet them in the harem square and the harem place. Currently, you do have a lot of empty space down here. These are just being used to throw equipment in at the moment. Not really being used for anything in particular. On the second floor, you have the barracks and stuff.
I thought we were using it to. Oh no, we did get rid of most of our civilians, didn't we?
So Shen has made a suggestion that people at least moved out of the bar, because there have been a few fights happening because people don't need to go anywhere to go home. They just drink downstairs, get into a fight, and immediately continue the fight upstairs. So she wants to keep all of her men in one place. And she's suggesting the ground floor would be a good place to put them. Second floor isn't really a place for soldiers, is what she's saying. That is her advice, though. You don't need to take that advice. This is your keep. And this isn't me saying that either. Generally, medieval castles, men were on the ground floor because you need to run to the gate. You need to run outside. You need to defend everywhere. And it's a status thing as well. You sort of like on a ship. You don't fraternize, really. You keep yourself to yourself. So that was her advice. But it's up to you. I'm not going to dock points or anything like that for things that aren't followed. But she's giving you that advice.
We're just seeing Dean with like a red marker, looking at his maps and just cutting.
Right.
Anything that is not historically accurate will be getting immediate points.
And he's just if we keep this up, he's just at some point when he gets annoyed at this all, he's actually already got it made, a big old banner that just says dysentery.
Yeah. And just throw that bad boy right out of the sentence. We're like, you're all dead of dysentery. You and the Black Prince both. So what's going on?
This campaign really ends.
Yeah. What's going on? What are we doing?
I mean, I do think that, if we kind of sorted out, got everyone kind of on the ground floor and just into that whole left, building, and then just had that group there, we could have like the kitchens and we have the kitchens and the kind of the tavern area together on the right there, yeah?
Yes.
So, I mean, if we decided to take that top floor and just make it kind of a meeting room, and kind of like where we just conduct business, people can come from the, through the tavern and come meet us. Isn't that, or maybe we can have some extra stairs or something. I don't know. But it's kind of a place that's separated a little bit.
You probably wouldn't want them to be upstairs, though, right? Because if, for example, I don't know, you were entertaining someone who was a political threat, then you don't really want them traipsing through, seeing where everything is. You'd want like a meeting room pretty much right at the entrance.
Well, that's what I was thinking. But if they're on that right side, that where things put business on there, then they're not going through any of our proper, where our troops are. They're not going through one of our troops or any of our equipment. They just come out to the field and come straight there. And worst case, they see our tavern before they
rabble rousing.
Yeah. And then we can. But I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I don't know what you guys think.
Lochnia and Arden, what are we thinking? You guys living here as well? So
I
what's
like
going
the
on?
idea of moving or Arden likes the idea of moving the soldiers to the ground floor to that area on the left. Not on this map, the one below it. So yeah, I like Androcles' idea.
I mean, how does Nameless feel? Because most of the soldiers are kind of loyal to him first.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, that's absolutely fine. Like, town planning or fort planning isn't really, I would think, Nameless's forte, given that he's wanting to just, I was going to say spunk away the money, but that seems wrong, given that we're talking about...
No, that's entirely accurate. Let's not even
It's
pretend.
literally what he wants to do.
So, yeah.
Are you keeping storage the same? Second floor? Because there is this big enough to roll boulders through if you want to put them on the siege work and stuff. So
yeah, because I think a lot of this is gonna have us consulting Shen, because Shen's the only one who's been in charge of a city in any or worked like in the city properly in any way, shape, or form. He was she.
Wait, but this is an equal opportunity employer.
She was the captain of the of the guard in that city, so she had to help, and it wasn't a small city, so she a lot of this organization and God, what's the word? Micromanaging? No, there's a word, I can't think of it, but was stuff she's dealt with.
Could just put her in charge. Right?
Logistics.
She's just gonna end up like running the entire thing. But she's like your boss.
I mean, we do the killing, right?
You just like her assassins, basically. I'd be up for that if you guys wanted to do that. That'd be fine.
I mean, but in terms of like the day-to-day stuff, because we already put Shen in charge of the day-to-day stuff.
Yeah.
When we left the first time, and it seemed to have run fairly well. So I think in any one of at least to start off, anything we would, at least Androcles, anything we wanted to, any big changes we want to make, we'd definitely ask Shen and be like, what do you suggest? You have actually dealt with this shit before.
What does everyone else think?
I mean, yeah, she's got experience, so it completely makes sense.
Yeah, I don't really want to do administrivia. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Anybody else can do that.
It will end, I promise. This is like the first session we're going to be doing this, and this is the only session we're going to be doing.
I think Nameless needs to be in charge of the library. And with no picture books whatsoever.
God damn it.
Oh shit, I put the tavern on the wrong place. Whoops. Do you have a name for the tavern?
Ooh, the bearded clam.
Angry Violin.
No, that's it. Now I'm going with the first one. That's it.
No. No.
There we go. That's just
Yeah.
John can go to bed now. That's his one. All done.
To the session.
All done. He's happy now. At least it's not the crusty clam. I mean, could be.
Jesus Christ.
The bearded clam. And then we go second floor. Take that away. So it's a little meeting area, isn't it? Meeting space. Second floor. War room. Nice. Nice. And of course the stables is right next to it as well, isn't it? That's where that is. You don't really have a choice there because the map's done it for us. There we go. So I would say you're pretty much done for now. You have rooms upstairs on here where you can basically choose your own rooms. I know Nameless is over here in a tower. I know that Lochner was with Flissy in downstairs rooms here in the actual tavern itself. So I think it's only I think it's only Androcles and Arden who are left. So which rooms would you like to choose over here?
Well, we'd probably have to go up a floor, right?
You are up a floor. Oh, wait. Sorry.
No, that's the ground floor.
You can also go up to any of these towers if you wish, if you really want to. If you want to go up
Is
there.
there space I mean, so we've got, what, 4 floors in the tower?
Yeah.
Nameless has claimed the top floor for his harem.
Yes.
Yep.
And Felissa and Lochner have kind of been up in the tower as well.
They're in the tavern. They've got rooms, permanent rooms in the tavern.
By the way, I can change this. This is just like the preliminary thing. The site is like really limited with what it lets me do, so I'll hand draw it later.
Have you put it on? Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Seeing
like
this?
Maybe have the Grail wood and then imposed on like the tree imposed on like a tower, kind of like, and then if anyone actually explains to any of our people that Bowery is where you keep ravens, maybe we'll throw some ravens on there. But I don't know that any of us
single
know that.
tower would look very phallic.
Also,
I mean, we could do one big tower with 2 smaller towers next to it.
So I tried doing, like, when I was sketching, like a tower kind of like behind or not a tower, a tree like behind a tower, but it just ended up looking like a decrepit tower that was being overgrown.
That's kind of what you found, to be fair.
What?
That's kind of what you found.
Could it be more like the tower with like a banner on it, and in the banner is the tree kind of thing?
I mean, okay, we can do this. We can do this.
We'll do that another.
Yeah. So let's actually roleplay, shall we? Considering that's what we'll be. So next time it'll be a lot shorter than that. But no, I needed to do it this first time, so you all knew what was coming in the actual coming week. So who shall we go with first? So Nameless, what have you been doing the past 2 weeks? What have you been up to? What have you been getting on
I guess
with?
I would have been training the men.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask actually. So with that tournament that I, famously won,
Yes.
having defeated Androcles
Mhm.
again. How much gold did I get from that for the prize purse, or was it just the weapon?
It was just the weapon because you were going to get a prize purse, but the city blew up. So, like, there was no real time to get any money. You do have your spear, and you will be getting extra rules for that at the end of the session as well.
Okay. Well, I think I would also, in preparation for the harem, because I'm going to need to populate it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send out the boy to
Lucius, yeah.
go find some pretty things to put in there.
Did you ever see HBO's Rome?
I saw like 3 episodes and I hated it.
Okay,
So
there was a character in that.
Man.
Yeah, there was a character in that called Joro, who's like this like assassin, but he's like a boy, and he's blonde, but he's small. That's kind of a character he is, basically. I'll show him to you later. He's a really cool character. But anyway, this is him. So he's like, yeah, he will run about the town and try and coerce people. He is curious of your preference. So
I think I'll just take both. Why
yeah,
not?
yeah. I mean, he says, he says,
Yeah.
well, what are we? Because so we do the scene when like you're at the top of the tower here. You're like picking out rooms to place your weary head after a long day's killing, and you find this tall vaulted ceiling and wooden floors to be to your liking, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And you're striding around with like your hands clasped behind your back, and he's just like behind you with a note and like the medieval version of a notepad, like a quill and parchment, and he's writing down your musings. And he's told you he's going to write your memoirs essentially. And so he's writing things down, and he says, about a 50-50 split of men and women, or
We'll go with 50-50.
he writes that down. He says, and what are we looking? We're looking at beauties. Are we looking at all shapes and sizes? Are we looking at?
No, we're just looking for beauties.
Beauties.
I don't care if they're thick as a brush.
Thick as a brush. And when you say thick as a brush,
After the brush.
In both
Thick as
ways.
a plank.
All right. Yeah, he nods and writes it down and says, I must admit, I do not think I will find these in the camp followers, but I can go to Lethane if you are willing to. I'll need to eat. If you're willing to give me some money, I can go to Lethane and try and find some beauties there. I'm sure I could. A lot of them. If I have your portrait already, and you've not seen this, by the way, but he warns when he comes back and he's painted this luxurious portrait of you, but it's like you, like draped like Titanic style, like across a velvet couch, with like grapes just covering up your nether regions, basically.
So like one of his French girls.
One of his French girls, yeah. So he's like,
don't take that portrait, thank you. We'll dispose of that, and
he looks heartbroken.
and I'll just give him 100 copper bits to tide him over while he's on his hunt.
He says, I will return with the most luxurious, whatever I can find. And he bows and then backs away down the stairs. You hear him stumble as he's going down the stairs. Obviously, he's gone like 15 feet as he's going backwards and nearly fell down the stairs and then just turned around swiftly and ran down the stairs.
I'll just tut and continue considering how I'm going to decorate the harem.
Yeah, you look outside one of the windows and you actually see your men being put through their paces over here by Shen and a few others.
Good.
So, Lochnia, whereabouts are you and what's going on? What's going on?
Well, what sort of time period are we talking about?
We've been 2 weeks, so you can give me a general overview of what you would have been doing this past 2 weeks, and then we can throw you into a scene and see what's going on at the moment.
Okay. So, what I want to do then is a bunch of the sort of cleverest sort of chaps we have, or at least as observant chaps we have, and start surveying our boundaries and putting in boundary markers around, at least figure out where our boundary is, and just start doing things like sort of calculations and stuff for figuring out.
So, what you're saying is, have you ever seen like Kingdom of Heaven? That before the siege, when he's like, measuring things out, and he's doing that kind of thing.
Surveying, map drawing.
Surveying, yeah, cool.
Surveying, yeah,
cool. Roll a perception check for me, and let's have a +6 for this, please, and plus whatever your plus is. Of course. Okay. So 10's not great. So basically, you.
That's from getting other people to do it as well.
Yeah. So you can. You find out the castle's on solid ground, and it's been built on this solid mound of rock, essentially. The lower levels of it have actually been carved from the rock, from what you can see, and you can see that because you've actually been rebuilding the walls, and so you've dug down a little bit. There are scorch marks around a lot of the lower parts of the castle, so this has probably been the subject of a few sieges over time. So your inquisitive mind, you're thinking there might be some sort of historical record out there that can tell you how the keep fared and who was fighting over it and why. Also, whilst you're surveying, there is a small chamber underneath the castle that is broken into by one of your surveyors, and he falls down into this chamber and is immediately hauled back out again. And when you look down into the chamber, you can actually see that there is a mosaic floor down there. So that is around here.
Mosaic.
Orem 2.
Interesting. Have a look at this, chaps, I say to the rest of the gang.
Are you going to go get everyone?
Yeah, if anybody's around.
Arden, I'm assuming you'll be there with them.
Yeah, she's gonna want to see what's up with this mosaic.
I mean, I'll definitely go along. give me ideas on how to decorate my my own
Mhm.
room.
Jesus.
Would we recognize the style?
You actually do recognize it as. Actually, no, you don't. No, you don't. Who is looking? Who is looking?
Androcles, if they're kind of gathering together, Androcles will join as well.
And please, you also do not recognize.
Cool beans.
Hmm.
I mean, are we all there?
Lockney, do a perception check and do a +8 again. Because you have, I assuming you read as a learned
Right,
barbarian.
contracts.
Yeah.
I don't
So
read better.
so these are Ramiran tiles. These are Ramiran floor tiles that you can see.
What does that mean to me?
It just basically means so. The best thing to do with the Scorched Earth is that anything you know from actual history, apply it to this and add magic. So the Roman Empire used to rule Britain, and they built things all over Britain, and a lot of the stuff that we build are on top of Roman foundations. And again, this is one of those times. So the Bowery is a medieval keep built onto Ramiran ruins. And this wouldn't be anything out the ordinary, but they have been known to have treasure. They have been known to have all sorts of goodies within them, and also they have been known to be above ground as well. So them being below ground, and it actually looks like someone's gone to great pains to actually build over it and actually covered it up. So that's also not very common, So.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm up for trying to loot our own castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
I mean, it's not really looting because anyone who had a claim to it is dead. It's recovering, guys. We're recovering.
More like when you find like a $5 bill in a pocket of a coat you haven't worn in a long time.
Yeah.
Except if we took someone else's coat.
I mean, if you bought a coat in a thrift shop, yeah, and then there was a little inside pocket, and hey, you found a $5.
Exactly.
You bought the coat and anything that was in it. So the fact that there was money in it that you weren't expecting, maybe it cost more than maybe the coat didn't even cost you $5, but you bought the coat and the money is now yours.
I agree.
Allergy went far too in depth.
But it did give me time to finish off what I was doing. So,
I do this for you, Dean.
yes.
I take us off the rails.
Stall him, David. Stall. Right. So, Nameless, where are you at the moment? What are you doing? I mean,
Well, I would have been up in my tower, but having heard that there is a lavishly decorated room, I would be investigating that with the others.
All up in that.
Arden, you can smell smoke. It's not coming from down below you, but you can smell smoke around somewhere.
I'm gonna try to figure out where it's coming from.
Yep, perception, please.
Okay. Oh, wait, is it?
Cool. So you know it's coming from this direction, over this direction, and you can actually hear Gorthin going, "Oh, bloody splendid! Look at that!" From over there, and there's a bit of commotion.
Tell the others and run over.
That's exactly my reaction.
Orphan.
So as you guys turn around the corner, Nameless, you're just coming out of your tower at the moment, like with your I don't know, your sequin dressing gown on or whatever is on at this moment of the day. But like everyone else is bounding over here. You see Gorthin standing there with his hands on his hips, just like looking admiringly at this stable with no horses in it that is currently ablaze into the day. There's a lot of people standing around watching, going, "What the bloody hell is going on?" as it scorches the side of the tavern, and you can see Androcles' ward standing with his arms outstretched, with what can only be described as torrents of flame coming out of his hands, and he's just laughing, and Gorthin just nodding and going, "Natural talent.
I'm gonna like kind of, I'm look at the boy and said, "All right, I think that's quite enough. It's well and burning.
He-
We don't want to damage the building."
Are you walking over to him to? Okay. So
Yeah.
he turns around. It's
and
kind of
then-
like it's kind of like the flaming equivalent of somebody peeing and turning around midstream and talking to you. So
Can I try to stop him from?
you certainly
setting everything
can.
up?
You certainly can. I'm telling you what's going on. So roll a speed check for me. 'Cause he's not trying to burn you, so he's not gonna. Yeah. So are you like just grabbing for his wrist and going whoa and like holding it away from him?
Let's keep that pointed, and let's try to like shake his hand so he kind of puts
Is
out
it
his fire.
is it kind of like the noisy cricket man in black? And he's like, oh, whoa, and he's like just holding away. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's kind of like just like whoa, and he and the boy is just looking at you like, and he sort of realizes he's like, I can't switch it off. How do I switch it off? And he turns around to Gorthin and Gorthin shrugs and goes, I've never thought about it. I just did it.
I'm just
do
gonna take a moment and just kind of like look at the kid and just try to like just try to get him to focus on just focus on there not being fire. Just kind of like talk him down. Like, all right, take some deep breaths.
Think
Focus.
thoughts of
While he's,
You know.
Throw him in the river.
while he's doing this, can I grab a bucket of water?
sure.
Or can Arden grab a bucket
I'm
of water?
also. I think I'm pointing his hand straight up.
Yeah.
Up and away from anything, just so it's no longer compromising our buildings or our walls.
And Arden, you have a bucket of water.
Can I throw it on the kid?
Sure. As you throw it, it turns to steam anywhere near the fire. It turns completely to steam, just evaporates.
So yeah, I'm just gonna try to talk the kid down, just like, come on, you can do this. You've done, you just kind of like everything. You've been picking up everything real quick. You're a smart kid. You can do this. Take some time, breathe, think about it.
I'm gonna roll some checks. 3d20.
Just slap him across the face.
And then he explodes.
No. So yeah, the fire gently peters out, and he looks at his own hands. And he's like wringing them, like the stinging a little bit, and Gorthin just nods and goes, "That'll go in time. The stable, on the other hand, had seen better days."
I think I'd just look at Androcles and say, you're paying for that.
I'm gonna gesture towards Garthin or Garthin, and it's like, or look towards Garthin. It's like, we talked about this and decided we weren't going to do this.
He did it himself. He set a spoon on fire in the tavern, then wanted to show me how to do it, how he did it, and he pointed it at the. Not my fault.
I'm just gonna put my hand up to just kind of like stop him, and I'm gonna take the kid and just like, like, that was very impressive, but we're gonna have to be a lot more careful with that.
He just nods and just says Bjorn said I had to be very careful where I put my hands. What does that mean?
Don't worry about that. That's just Bjorn being Bjorn.
Right.
And is Bjorn there?
He's hanging around inside. No, he's inside of the tavern at this time of day.
I'm gonna have to have words with him later. Corrupting the children.
So he says well, Gorthin comes over and says, shall I take him to carry on with the studies on letters instead?
As much as I'd prefer that over this, I think it's we're gonna have to train him to have a little bit more control. But we should go out, probably towards the mountains, where there's less flammable things.
He says, you're not going to expose him, are you?
Sorry, Dean, I'm just out of character. So the kid, I thought has innate magic, but he's not marked, right? So he's
not marked one. No.
So he potentially has like the shorter lifespan kind of thing,
yes. Right? Oh yeah.
Yeah. So so I'll just like look at him and just like, that's a discussion for another time. Because Androcles doesn't really understand the marked ones yet. He knows I guess he's probably learned enough from Gorthan to know that he is one. Doesn't really know what that means.
Yeah.
He also is not. Yeah.
Yeah. It's put it this way. You wouldn't want to do this to a kid voluntarily. They don't survive. One in 1,000.
Not a pleasant experience.
No, they die in agony, and one in 1,000 survives. If you're trying to do it on purpose, one in 1,000 survives.
Do we just put him out of his misery?
Well, at the moment, he's just a mage. Like he's fine.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to.
He just doesn't have a long lifespan.
No. He'll literally is about 30 if he carries on this way.
So I think it's just going to be.
If he carries on this way, is what I'm saying. No, if he doesn't, then he can live longer. But...
Yeah, I think we'll just teach him some control, so that it becomes a last resort thing, and then when he's older, we can revisit the whole potentially marked one thing. But that's not that's not something Androcles wants to think about for many years, assuming that they all live that long.
Gorthan nods and says, "I'll take him off your hands for now. We'll go and see Shen or something. I'll keep him out of trouble."
I'm just gonna look at him and just say, like I said, like kind of this, before he lets him take over, just look at him and say, what you've done is very impressive, and but it also can be very scary. So you need to be careful, because you don't want to hurt yourself and you don't want to hurt anyone else. Okay?
He nods. And they head off towards Shendar.
Androcles
So that's coming out of your modeling.
Androcles is staring at the fire like, Jesus Christ. Just like, fuck.
Where's the donkey? Uh-oh.
I should probably
Wait,
roll.
and why are our stables inside?
They're by the tavern here. If you go on the...
They're against the wall of the tavern.
Yeah, they're against the wall of the tavern.
Oh, you mean like there, like outside?
No, babe, the thing that says stables. This thing here.
But what I don't get is why are there stables like inside the keep?
Because when people ride in to visit people, they put their horses in there. These aren't the stables for, like, the men. These aren't like hundreds of horses in here. They're like, these are the visiting stables. You have the stable master will be in here taking care of your horses. But not like everyone's horses.
Okay, sorry, and I thought this was like all covered in like part of the living area.
No.
I just imagine like a castle kind of, and like on the first floor, someone just shoves the stables in there, and I was like, that makes sense.
No, they're going up the stairs. Come, Nessie, up the stairs. Right, so let's do a few rolls for the horses. If they die, it's Michael's fault. He reminded me. So. No, they're fine. Okay.
They were out getting watered and fed.
They just and a few that were in there just stumbled out, like when they're like, "Oh shit, my house is on fire. I should leave," and that's basically what they've done.
They're like standing off to the side, looking at us very judgmentally.
There are a few men trying to harangue them back in, where they're like, "Yeah, we're not going back anywhere near that stable. It was on fire.
It's currently on fire."
Yeah, there are other men who are like tending to it with water and stuff, and just chucking little bits on here and there. So, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing now? Nameless has obviously told you that it's coming out of your modelling money.
Yeah.
I think Lockney is impressed with this at all. He's standing by his interesting hole in the floor. Like, the minute I find something interesting.
I mean, Androcles is going to work to put the fire out, and then we'll deal with the stables later. The
fire's going down. It's going down. Like, it's going to be. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. This is fine.
Androcles doesn't mind. It doesn't care about paying for it. It's more just like, that thought doesn't even like. It's not even on his radar right now of all the concerning things that are happening.
Yeah.
Do we have any kind of like sewage system?
You do not.
Or like
no.
Sanitary works, because like we're gonna start getting diseases up in here real quickly if we don't figure out something.
You do not. Because
Maybe
underneath
we should-
there aren't sewers, there is something else.
Latrine pits, right?
like, because we might want to like I don't know, just figure out how to bring sanitation in, especially to like the camps where people are living. I'm just worried about like dysentery and like cholera spreading through all of our people.
Yep, there are some sicknesses in the camps that that you've heard of, but nothing's made it to the keep just yet. But we can discuss this if you want to do something like that. We can do, but I think it's more important to.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that'll be something that as we make improvements.
I have made a note that you've
Ignore me.
asked. I have made a note that you've asked.
Okay.
So, that's the main thing.
We're not going to all be dead next session by
No,
dysentery.
because you have
I
asked,
know
and
the
you will be
way
looking for
Dean
it.
works. If we don't,
Yeah, that's true, actually.
You're dead. Well, you didn't ask about dysentery. I mean,
exactly.
it's a very valid concern. Okay, so
For those who have played Oregon Trail,
exactly, yeah.
yeah, probably before your time.
I mean, I know it. I remember quite well.
You know of it?
Here in America, that's how we learn about the pioneer's journey.
Right, yeah.
We learn more from that than we do from our classes, actually. You laugh, but kind of.
Really?
Yeah, it's not great.
So, what's going on? What else everyone doing?
Arden hasn't gone yet, yeah?
No, she's standing next to you near the tavern.
I meant for like the stuff we've been doing the last couple of weeks.
What do you mean?
Are we still? Oh no, sorry, we're still. Because you'd ask what.
Oh, right, yeah, yes. We will come back to Lockney in a minute. Who's doing a surveying? Arden, what have you been doing these weeks?
So I guess Arden would be helping prepare like the people's camps and stuff like that, trying to make sure that it's spread out in a way, and trying to help with the or not like actively like with the sanitation, but like trying to make sure it doesn't turn into one big cesspool.
Yes.
Hunting in the Grailwood for food for people.
Did you receive your letter from?
Mother?
Yes, she probably would have been stalking around, and then maybe today with everyone else will ask Astrid what her idea was. So we can do that. But up until then, she would have also, when there's time, or like been training the archers, and then in between when there's time, finding any of like the swordsmen to practice with.
Okay, so in terms of Astrid, she is seen walking around, yeah, and she's mainly in the bearded clan, so she's over there sometimes just chilling out.
I'll bet.
And she's just she's hosting a game of cards right now. When you walk in, she's just
just say, so you said you had an idea for us?
she looks up and says, first of all, who picked the name of this fucking tavern? It's revolting. Second of all,
she secretly loves it. Don't let her lie to you.
Second of all, none of your men can play cards, and they're all looking very glum, and like she's got all of the money there, and she gives back a brooch to one of the men there, and she says, this brooch, it's from your people, isn't it? And like this person's an elf, and she slides it across back to him and says, never bet anything you don't want to lose. And he nods and picks it up and walks away. And she gestures to the seat in front of her, and says, well, go on, get the ales in. Thought you'd been brought up in a barn.
I'm so sorry that, like, yeah, I'll go get ales or something just because I'm just like, ugh, Jesus, don't want to deal with this.
2 for you, 1 for her.
Yeah, you got like a big chaser. It's like, fuck that shit. So you head and sit back down, and she leans forward and says, so you seem to be getting a lot of men underneath your banner here. What I'm not seeing is information. You don't have any eyes up there. That Godfrey bloke could have men right up to the walls here, and you wouldn't know anything about it.
What do you suggest?
She just shrugs and just leans back and says, spies. Eyes and ears. People out there, looking for things.
Well, we have our scouting groups that go out regularly. Not that it's necessarily any of your business.
She shrugs and says, "Well, I'm living here, aren't I? Like, I want to make sure it
For now.
doesn't. Oh, okay.
Oh.
He gets okay. No need to get all defensive. Is it the time of the month?
I'll come back when you're.
All right. And then she waves you back down and says, "Look, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just used to like barbing people. I've been with Falkia for too long. Look, what I'm saying is that I have contacts out there in the Lothane Valley. I can get them to look out for your interest if you want. Just make sure they're looking out for your interests, not the Outlanders' interests. They'll keep you safe. They'll keep your secrets, but I'll probably ask them to spy on people that you know as well to make sure they're not planning anything, shall we say, harmful."
Untoward.
By who? By people I know? Who do you mean exactly?
It's like the people you surround yourself with. Look, you've surrounded yourself with Look, you've done very well. You've surrounded yourself with a huge plethora of warriors from all types of backgrounds. How easy do you think it would be for the Reaver King or anyone to have people infiltrate your men, get close to you, and stick a knife between your ribs whilst you're sleeping?
I might not like you, but you make some good points.
I mean, look. Let's look at the armed lunatics that you're walking around with right now. You have a man out there whose ward is setting fire to half of the castle. You have another one staring at a hole in the floor without actually moving. He's been there for 3 hours. And you have another one who's scoping out room for his harem. So I don't need to tell you that this is a precarious situation.
Well, they're not the ones I'd be concerned about. It's the new men that are joining us on a regular basis.
True. Listen, I have contacts. I can put them to work for you. That's all I'm saying. Also, if you want this Godfrey bloke dead, and she points to herself,
Don't even go there. Not now.
I-
Don't start making more trouble for us.
like no one will know. Like I can just,
I said no. Are you insane?
She just shakes her head and drinks and goes, "You're just like your father."
Good.
Ooh.
Okay, trouble in paradise.
I think Arden's going to, so, if we're finished here, I'll be on my way. Thank you for your advice. I'll consider it.
She nods and says, "Don't take too long."
Arden just keeps walking.
Okay. As you walk outside, Lochner is peering down, and he's got a pipe out, and he's just toking on this pipe and looking
Is
down
he
into
naked?
this hole. Yeah. To be fair, weirdly, Arden, he wasn't naked when you went inside the tavern.
But
He is now.
He does his best thinking naked.
And Flissy standing next to him with his clothes draped over one arm, and she's like he's just asked her to stand there like a wife holding the golf, holding the holding when her husband goes golfing and the wife.
Sorry, Dean.
Yeah. When a husband goes golfing and the wife is holding the flag, out the hole so he can do it. Yeah, that's basically what she's doing. Basically, just holding his clothes and watching him just.
This road there, dude.
Yeah.
I'll just say, so, what's going on here?
Is going on here, Dean? I recognise the mosaic.
You do recognise the mosaics, yes. You're looking at from so tell me how you've been testing it. Have you been throwing things down there? Are you trying to dig further around the hole, or you just what are you thinking of doing?
So how deep is the hole again?
It looks about 20 feet down.
Right. Okay.
And it's about I'd say it's about 4 feet wide.
Right. Okay. Down, but I can see a mosaic.
Yes.
Right, let's some climbing gear sorted and go down and have a look, I think.
Oh, I meant more with you being naked.
Oh, that just helps me think.
Flissy says, if you're quite finished thinking, can I give you your clothes back now?
Must.
So she gives you your clothes back and like walks off.
Yeah, okay. I'll get dressed and go and find some
Grappling hooks and stuff.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Were you handling
Climbing
hooks
gear.
while naked?
it's probably not. For the
Are you like planning on bringing anyone else along, or are you just going for it?
If anybody else wants to come along, they're more than welcome. But I was just going to go for it.
I'm just going to jump down.
Okay.
And you die.
So as you're walking off, Lochner and like putting things on, Nameless like just shakes his head and just like, when you jump in, are you like diving as in like into water, or are you actually just jumping?
Oh
in
no,
feet first?
just like stepping off basically.
Okay. Has anyone ever seen the It Crowd where Denham commits suicide by jumping out of the?
Yeah.
Exactly like that.
Yeah, basically that. Yeah.
Time to roll up a new character sheet.
Right. Okay. So, all right. So, 1 second. Let me just. I didn't think you were doing this quickly.
9.
Really, I'm pretty reckless.
Yeah. There we go. So I want you to draw yourself in here.
I mean, I'll definitely come down as well. I'll just come down with, Lochner and, stuff.
Yeah.
Gear. Rope.
Arden's gonna want to see what's going on as well, but she'll follow after them. She'll let them go first because they seem quite excited.
Can you see where I revealed area? There you go. There you go.
This whole thing seems like a welcome respite from the situation with my ward, whose name Androcles will have asked for the name now that the kid's talking.
He hasn't given you a name. No, he doesn't even know it. You're getting a sense he doesn't even know it, or at least he doesn't want to.
Junior.
Yeah, or at least he doesn't want to give you a. He doesn't want to give you it right now. Yeah. So, Nameless, you slam into the pebbles here, and the mosaic, and it cracks under you.
Survived.
Yeah, you survived. It cracks under you.
Wait,
Wait, Androcles, are we down here too?
I mean, we've got him coming down for a moment before we're going to get down there, right?
Yes.
That's what I was waiting to
Nameless is
comment
there on
on.
his own for a little while, for like a minute or two. It's not a problem. Nothing happens as you're standing there. You're looking around, and you can actually see you're in a small room, rectangular room, and the mosaic looks like a griffin and a manticore fighting on this mosaic, and around you can see there are depictions of a man that looks like, on the walls carved in, looks like a man in dark robes with a staff, holding his staff into the air, and all the way around him you can see buildings are falling down and destruction and things like that all the way around him. But apart from that, there's moss growing everywhere. There's no rats down here, we're too far down. But yeah, this is a small rectangular room, and there's nothing else down here at the moment. And then
Go just make a mental note that if there is a staff, do not let Androcles touch it.
Androcles, almost on cue, slams into the place beside you.
Took your time.
Well, I mean, I would have gone with the rope. I didn't just.
Yeah, but you've left the rope down there, but you've still you're a heavy guy. You're not just gonna nimbly,
Okay, I was just making sure that I wasn't.
Arden, are you going down there as well?
Yeah.
So Lochner, you return just in time to see Arden jump down into the hole, and you just
20 feet's a long way.
Yeah, your archaeological bones are screaming at this lack of care. Somebody just
It's like jumping out of a third-story window.
pretty much, yeah.
You guys do know that, don't you? That hurts.
I mean, we
Pretty
did
much.
punch ourselves out of the third story window, actually.
So yeah, the Arden and Androcles climbed down, then jumped the last bit of the way. But Nameless, I just thought it'd be funny if he just landed.
Yeah.
Like superhero landing? Was it
like
kind of
Neo.
hard on his knees?
It's like
Yeah.
just like Neo, just like. No.
As I land, I make my own sound effect.
The fucking John Woo, like doves everywhere, for no reason. It's like doves.
He keeps them under his in a special pocket specifically for when he does something like this.
Do you say a sexual pocket?
Special pocket.
Special.
Oh, a special pocket.
He keeps it in a
Say,
sexual
I don't want
pocket.
doves in a sexual pocket.
Right, so
Are you sure? That sounds like something you might do.
So Lochlan, are you heading down there as well, or are you?
Oh,
Just...
yeah.
So
Yeah,
you come lumbering down the rope.
So he found it first and comes down last.
Yeah, pretty
He's
much.
the only one who's being sensible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
There's all sorts down there.
So it's rolled out.
I warn you guys, I am role playing a room right now, and rooms don't talk. So
The walls
door.
aren't speaking to us. We
nope,
don't see a door.
There isn't a door. It's just a room.
it's just a room.
All right. Well, I guess we knock on the walls to find a weak wall, or a wall that's not a solid wall.
That's
Wait,
cool.
Wait. We're on a mosaic. There's always, in these rooms with mosaics, there's always a stone in the mosaic that's a button. Always.
Oh,
And it opens a secret door. Yeah, I'm rolling.
Okay,
Doing it.
go for it.
I'm searching for
Do
this
this
button.
perception checks. Let's see. If
I
we
really,
find a secret door.
hope there is a button. Otherwise, I'm just going to look stupid.
Oh, if there's a button, Arden's found it.
Arden,
I'm
as,
not even going to roll.
as there is no button in the floor, but as you're moving around the side of the actual walls, you do see an indent where there is the last part of the mosaic is the hood of this figure, and two baleful eyes are there, and they seem to be almost shining, but you can't see the face. And as you move your hands over it, you realize that these two indents where there are diamonds, they actually press inwards. What would you like to do?
Oh, I'm gonna push him in.
Which one?
Oh, I don't
Same
push
time?
them in together at the same time.
You can do if you want to do that, yeah.
I'm just gonna go for it and then kind of like close my eyes, like winching, or she's gonna close her eyes.
Cool. So as you do that, there is a rumble in the floor, and your arms start to go up, like where your fingers are in the eyes, and you withdraw them, and you realize that the wall in front of you is lifting up and shaking. And in front of you, you can see a pitch black precipice that's only 2 feet wide. But you can also see a vast area on the other side.
Can we jump it?
It's only 2 feet wide, so if you can't, you should not be adventuring.
I think we step over it.
Yeah, I'm not even going to make you roll. Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll. You just step over it.
As someone who's scared of heights, I would take a running leap over that.
Okay.
Can we just like pick her up and put her over the wall?
I mean,
One of you guys could throw me.
we're
Like,
overcomplicating
not
it.
even throw, just literally lift up and
Listen,
hand over.
I'm gonna level with you. There are more dangerous things down here than 2 feet drops. So,
That was Alana, not Arden.
yeah.
I mean, if Arden's nervous, Androcles will literally just kind of look at her, then just pick her up and just set her on the wall, just like set her on the other side of the 2-foot gap.
She could take the teasing, so she made the step.
Okay. So, is everyone else stepping 2 feet forwards, or are we just
Yeah.
going to be discussing
I'm
this?
going to step 1 foot forwards and drop down the hole and see what's there.
Are you actually?
Are you sure?
Are you doing that?
No, I'm going to throw a stone down there.
Okay. You don't hear anything.
Out of game.
Ever again.
This D&D campaign did. One of her friends walked into the ocean, just kept walking to see how deep it was, and drowned within like the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yikes.
Why would you
person rolled-
do that?
I guess I'm not going down there then. So I'll step 2 feet forwards.
Cool.
We
And
all
I'll
step
just
2
make
feet
that
forwards.
for everyone.
You're welcome, Dean.
Thank you. That's good. So on the walls here, you can see a mosaic or a carving. Sorry, the mosaic's on the floor of a castle that is overlooking a load of a sea, and this castle is being broken apart by what looks like a storm on all the way around here. Is everyone moving forward? Want me to put you over
Yeah,
here?
I think we're going.
Go around the corner.
Yeah, it's going really slow for me, so as usual.
That's okay.
I think I mean, like, Androcles is gonna, like, after his whole, mural up on the mountain, he's gonna be kind of really looking at these carefully, and it's history that this history seems like really interesting. Besides, if we're talking about possible treasure, it'd be better if we know more about whose treasure it is before we steal it. I mean, reclaim it.
hmm
Anything interesting on these walls over here?
So on the
Like
walls that you're looking at, that is Arden. Is it not on the bottom there? I think it is. You can see on either side there are depictions of a dragon. It looks like a huge, colossal dragon, and there's a picture of the dragon here, and on either side there is a dweor looking down mournfully, as if regretfully, with a crown on his head.
What about here?
It's the same mural.
Does it look like the same dragon from the mountain?
Do a perception check for me.
Oh no. Oh
It is.
yes.
It is exactly.
Oh, yes.
It is exactly the same.
So
That's the
I'm gonna
one from-
follow this because I recognize like that. I'm gonna follow along this path just because I'm curious to continue the story because I did look at when I was up top to try to continue the story, but this
So-
seems to be the continuation.
So, Lochnia, when you were in this room, you're noticing, just from what your character is like in terms of intelligence and looking at things that are quite historical, the carvings in this room and in this room were brand new. They look like they were there a couple of years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Whereas the ones down here look extremely old, centuries old, maybe even older. And so even the work, this looks like the old place it came to about here, and it's been knocked through and bits added onto it to then attach onto the keep from up here. If you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
So it looks a lot newer. I don't know whether you want to keep that information to yourself, but it is more ancient down here.
But there's no point in confusing people.
Yeah.
We'll see.
They might jump down somewhere else, and then it will be all sorts of trouble. So, Arden, are you looking down here? Is this what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
And she's just doing constant like perception-y stuff. Should I keep rolling as I'm going?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Unless you're trying to see something specific.
No, just trying to
Right.
take in what.
I wouldn't worry too much.
Yeah, I mean, Androcles is going to continue down this road as well.
Okay, so you're going with Arden.
Or, yeah.
Uh,
He wants to continue the story, you know?
So down here, you can see a body of a dragon on the floor. Not a real one, don't worry. But it is in mosaic form, and there's mosaic blood all over the place. And you can see on this side of the wall, standing in the pool of blood with a spear in one hand and a shield in the other, is a figure with a Corinthian style helm. And basically, if you ever seen Troy, the new film Troy, 2004's Troy, there is a scene where the gates open and you can actually see Achilles standing there on the other side of the gate. He looks like that, and he's standing in blood. And can any of you read Riemann text?
I believe that I would have been taught it for for going into into the Achaeans and the Riemann, which is the the Riemann Empire's a lot of that territory. So
Okay, so well,
how would it
you
be
can see the
possible?
words. You can see the words. I'm gonna say you probably can't, but you can make out the words, but not what they mean. So, um, that's what you see.
Well, continuing on, I guess.
Yeah, and around this side, you can see, if you come around the corner, you can see there's lots of rubble uh, crumpling down, and this is going down, 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 down. But there's lots of rubble here, and you're getting a draft from here. So it's either going off into nothingness, or it's going down somewhere really, really, really cold. But you can't pass any further.
I mean, we can send some people to work on that later. Is there anything like about the dragon mural that stands out? Something that might be something like the eyes we saw on the other.
With that 20, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say that you're getting a feeling that you should investigate it a little bit more. Sure, that you should explore the doors on the not the doors the walls a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. Um, you know, I'm gonna see what I can find. I just he knows that he can feel that there's more to this kind of. There was
Mhm.
already the one secret passage, and the dweller. It's common knowledge that they are heavily
Okay,
stoneworking and they
so
do shit like that. So
so let me I'm just gonna do something here on the walls here. Okay, there are 3 murals. Okay, on either side. Now, on the center mural, okay, you can see there is a picture of a dead dragon with it's similar to this one here with someone standing over it. And in this picture here, you see a Dwayor king talking to that same figure. This figure here, you see the dragon and the figure fighting.
okay.
And then underneath this mural here, you see that the runic symbol for first, and on this symbol here, you see the runic symbol for last.
Are the runic symbols like removable or anything?
They are not, but the actual murals are.
So, from what I understand of the story, like they, the the Dwyer King was having trouble with the dragon, and then came to the Achaean and asked him for help with killing or rather, the Achaean and him they worked together to defeat the dragon, I guess the Dwyer King got the Achaean to kill the dragon, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was my understanding.
The Ramiran, yeah.
Sorry, the Ramiran King, to kill the dragon,
Yeah.
and then the Dwyer King was like unhappy about this, and then so he's going to rearrange them in proper order as best as he can.
Okay, so which one's going first?
So the first one, sorry, there was the three was the Ramiran King and the Dwyer talking.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was the Achaean and the dragon fighting, and then the dead dragon in that order.
Okay, so they all start glowing, but the ones on the other side are not glowing. So is everyone
Oh,
else there? Everyone else has seen this now. They've seen that happen, and things are glowing on this side of it.
To see the glowing ball.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to do it. But yeah, curious as to what they were going to do.
So on this side, you can see a great battles taking place in the first one between what looks like Logia, and they're being led by a general with sandy blonde hair, a crown, and a billowing red cloak with a shining sword. Okay, and they're fighting Falkia. And on this one, you see Dwayor making a blade in what looks like a huge furnace. And in this one, you see the Dwayor handing the blade to the warrior that you see in the first picture.
Is there another way for first and last as well?
No, not this time.
So I'm gonna mirror it to the other side, like where the first one is on the other side, direct opposite. And I'm gonna put the forging the blade, the just presenting the blade, and then the battle in that order.
Okay. If we're doing it exactly the same way as the other one, yeah, nothing happens.
Yeah. So then I will flip the first and the last one.
Then yes, the another billow of light comes out, and at the end of the hallway, there is a shaft of light and a circular. I said circular game. 1 second. Pop. There you go. I'll do it this way. There's a circular shaft of light. It seems to be drawing you inwards, but it's radiating. It's like all the time.
Does it feel like menacing, or does it feel just kind of like?
It doesn't
shiny.
feel.
I'm probably going
it's
in
shiny.
regardless.
It's shiny. Yeah, it doesn't feel anything. It doesn't feel hot. It doesn't feel. Nameless, what are you doing? Are you just up there, or are you down here with everyone else?
I am gonna move myself because I've got to move myself while I was listening to everything going on.
Okay. Yeah, in front of you, you just saw basically a precipice, and there's another area beyond it. Lochnia, Arden, you're also there with Nameless, watching Androcles looking at this portal, whatever it is.
Just gonna say, Arden's just gonna shout, "Remember the spear? Just careful."
I'm jumping in.
He's gonna nod and pull out his axes, and then kind of just slowly step forward with his axes.
All right, so
As Nameless jumps in the middle of it.
So Nameless, Leroy Jenkins his way, past everybody into this, and he disappears.
And I'm dead. See ya.
Yeah.
Well, Androcles will follow. A little faster this time.
Androcles also disappears.
While shaking his head like, God damn it, Nameless.
Arden's gonna look at Lochner and go, following after that?
Yeah. Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Go in as well.
And we were never heard from again.
yeah.
Everybody roll new characters next week.
Good.
So, Arden, what are you doing?
Oh, she jumped in.
Oh, you jumped. Okay. Well, I think we'll end the session here. No, Drew. Right. So,
roll new
in fact,
I'll be playing a 10-year-old with firepower.
We'll take a quick 5-minute break there, and then we'll come back and we'll do our last 40 minutes.
See, be right back.
Whilst I try and figure out how to get you out of this mess.
Wait, really?
No, I'm kidding.
Did Lochner jump in as well?
Yeah.
Alright, see you in a little bit then.
See you in a second.
In a bit.
Eric.
Hello.
Hello.
Back again. Ready when you are.
I'm ready. We're just waiting for Alana, I think. And John, I think.
Cool.
Hello.
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 Yo.
Road.
Here we go.
Nice. So, draw yourselves in the new area, please.
Hey, guys, we gotta cross the void.
Oh, I just ran over my bag of crisps. I'm so upset.
Wait, where's the?
I'm so confused.
God damn it.
With your chair.
Yes.
Rookie. It's a rookie mistake, then.
Yeah.
It really is. I shouldn't have put them on the floor.
Schoolboy error.
Oh well. Easier to eat, I guess.
We expected more of you.
he says he just gets down on all fours like an animal. Just
Like,
like,
no,
That hasn't broken.
Have you seen
oh,
Garrett?
it's
When he
crying.
strips the beer out of the carpet.
just crying. He just eats this. Okay, so in the room in front of you, you can see there are generally bits of weapons lying around and things like that. And
I'm just saying.
Anything worth keeping?
there are some really high quality pieces of weaponry here. Yes, that you
Oh.
can see.
Are there any axes that are better than just a steel axe?
There are two-handed axes that are better than just a steel axe.
I
But
need single-handed.
no. There are daggers around. Yes,
Oh, can
There are
I
daggers around.
nick me one of those?
you can do.
Or two?
I think Androcles is going to suggest that we wait to loot until we've sorted out the rest of this.
Before you start picking these up.
I have one concern. We did just jump into a portal, and we don't know if there's a way back up.
That is true.
You should probably have warned me about that before I jumped in.
We're just gonna look at him. It's like you didn't ask. You didn't give us a chance to.
Oh no! It means we're all stuck down here. And it's a good job. It's a pity nobody brought a rope and actually attached it to the top.
I mean, I'm fine because I eat people.
I mean, you could have done that. like they were acting like dicks, but you could have done that. And that's the responsible member of this party.
I did do it.
I thought you would be.
Did do it. That's why I went off and got the rope.
Yeah, no, but then they all jumped into a fucking. Okay, you're fine.
I didn't. I'm not jumping 20 fucking.
Wait, are you saying that you've done the rope for just to get back up the thing? Yeah.
I attached the rope when you all jumped in, breaking your legs. I went and got a rope and tied it to the top and climbed down on a fucking piece of rope.
No, he's talking about the portal.
Ah,
yeah. I'm talking about the portal.
Have you did you tie that around you, Locknear, when you were walking down here?
No. I climbed down and
Fair enough. Oh well, that's what I was hoping you would do, but it doesn't matter.
Arden's gonna look around for some murals on the walls.
Is there another portal, or is on
There are no murals here, but what there is, there are weapons, as I said. Some very ornate. There are pieces of armor as well, very ornate. A lot of it looks like it's very brittle, but they have diamonds and jewels and things there. And this is basically a mound of moss that has been growing here, because there is water pouring down from the ceiling. But this doesn't seem like dripping down. But this doesn't seem to be Locknear. When you're looking at this, there doesn't seem to be enough water to be producing this moss. So there must be an internal source somewhere. That's
that are on the ground. Yeah, can I poke the moss with a random weapon?
Sure. Nothing happens. It's just moss.
I guess I will tentatively walk across it. I'm just gonna go. Like the ornate weapons are cool, but it's I have a feeling there's got to be more than just some fancy weaponry.
So you're walking across it. That's fine. Nothing happens. It's literally just moss. It's literally just moss.
I assumed it was going to be a gelatinous cube and eat me, but
No.
Gelatinous.
But on that subject,
TNT.
no.
I jump in the well.
No, seriously, are you doing that?
Arden's gonna
no,
like
can I see the bottom of
actively
the-
like grab Nameless's wrist, just be like, "Don't."
Who is the person in the white down there?
So that's me.
Okay, it's fine. I know where you are. So
Sorry. Mhm.
this looks like a well, and at the bottom of it there is a reflective pool of water that doesn't seem to be moving at all.
How deep
Can I
is it?
toss a coin in the well?
I think it's about 100 feet, 150 feet.
I'm not jumping
I'm
in.
gonna
That. I don't think I can get back out.
I'm gonna flip a coin into the well.
Okay.
You
Cool.
brought a coin with you.
I have money. I have my just general
Oh,
gear
your
with me.
sexual pocket. Yeah.
And Arden's gonna
Let me-
go back and like grab one of like a small weapon or something from the other room, and then bring it back here to drop down.
Okay.
And I figure I've got a few coppers that you'll have just some coppers on you in person. Like you've got a few dollars in your wallet at all times, even if you're not going for something specific.
But why waste it when there's free
It's a
shit
copper.
to throw in?
So you flick down the copper, and it goes bloop at the bottom. You see like a bloop as it goes into the water. And Arden, are you gonna?
When he does that,
She already got the dagger. She's got to throw it in at this point.
so when Androcles threw the copper piece, I'm just going to snigger at him because nothing happened. Look at him and say, "Did you make a wish?"
I was kind of wishing you'd jump down and that'd be the last of you.
Ooh, so much sass.
So
Kind of gives Nameless a wink.
so Androcles, you throw down this coin, and it plops into the water. Arden, are you throwing down that dagger you found?
She's gonna go for it.
Okay, you throw the dagger down.
Flop.
Flop. Did anything happen?
Nothing happened.
Oh, okay.
Not even a
Is
plop.
there any
No.
writing or any murals in this room?
Hang on. There wasn't even a plop.
No.
Ah,
Uh,
okay.
Arden's gonna peer over and shout hello and see if there's an echo.
There is no echo either. There's no echo.
Androcles, freeze it.
I can't just freeze things.
I
Actually,
saw you do it.
you actually haven't really seen me use any magic at all. Because I haven't actually really used any magic at all.
No.
We saw you freeze the thing.
They saw you freeze the bathtub by being.
Yeah, on
Right.
accident.
Yeah, that's about it though.
Yeah, well, you can accidentally do it when I throw you into the well.
And maybe
If I
one
go
of you
down, I'm taking you with me.
see what happens.
What did you say you're gonna do? That was Arden.
what did you
That was
say?
Arden. That was addressed to.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Arden, after there's no echo, she looks at Nameless and she's gonna go, "Hey, maybe you should jump and see what happens." Because he likes to take risks.
Well, how about we put a bit of the moss down there and see what happens?
He's already in. She was just kind of kidding, but
You've played too many point and click adventures where you just try every combination of everything
Yep.
until you.
And if all else
I was just
fails,
gonna throw.
just
I
jump.
just wanted to see what happened if something organic went in. It ignored the coin. The dagger disappeared without a plop. I was gonna see if something like organic went down, like moss.
I'm organic.
Yes, I know. Something, slightly less expendable.
Oh, did you say you were jumping down there? Sorry.
He's gone.
Okay, cool. So Nameless takes that to heart and bolts over. When he slams into the water, it's like glass. Like it just cracks, but doesn't plop there at all. It just cracks, and you can all feel a general rumble in the floor. Okay, and along the walls here is the phrase
like Pippin in Moria.
You done goofed. That is what is inscribed in the walls. drums in the deep.
Meddle in the affairs of dragons.
For your country and good with ketchup.
Oh, god damn it. So, oh wait, no, sorry, I can't metagame because.
Yeah, I'm gonna just ask Lochner if he knows what that means. He seems to know things.
How fluent are you, Lochner, would you say, in old Remiran, old Latin?
I've probably read a bit, but
Mhm.
I can guess something about dragon blood.
Yes.
Lochner
Yes.
probably knows about as much Latin as I do.
Well, okay? Roll a perception check for me, and add a +3 to your. Isn't normally you get a +3?
I normally get +2.
So it'd be a +5. Nice. I'll actually give you a reroll for that. It wasn't that bad. I'll give you one more chance. Okay, that's better. So, on the writing, you're making it out. It's like broken. You know.
Invocalum, to speak, invoke, means to speaking.
1 second.
I'm just eating a sandwich. I apologise if there's mouth noises.
Okay. And Nameless, you start to rise as the floor down here starts to rise up, and eventually you're standing in front of the party again. But the actual water below you has turned a ruby red, crimson ruby red.
I'll just take a bow as though I've just performed a great trick.
He's not bleeding at all, though, is he?
Sorry?
Like, Nameless wasn't bleeding at all, though, when he
No.
jumped in.
No.
Yeah.
Should we maybe
I'll-
was up this way?
I'll give Nameless a little slow clap and then head up
The
top.
blood has returned to the house of the dragon. There, or something along those lines. I say, what everybody else is arguing, so they don't hear me. The blood has returned to the dragon.
So what you're saying is someone here needs to bleed.
Maybe.
I think the bleed. I don't know that it's necessarily the blood, as in blood. And like I think he's going to stop himself before he goes any further, because he really doesn't want to complete the thought that he's currently having, because he doesn't need Nameless to have any bigger of a head than he already has.
Head's normal sized for a Nicaean. Thank you.
It's just gonna say.
He's not saying everything. He just says, "I don't." It's like I don't think it means blood in the bleeding sense. I think it, and then he just stops, and it's like kind of looks at Nameless for a second, and then looks at the blood of the dragon, the dragon thing, and it's like, oh no.
I don't think it means the bloodline, if that's what you're thinking. I think it's blood, sanguinum, blood.
So are we thinking we make
I'm
Androcles
hopeful.
bleed?
Should we see what's up this way?
Androcles is going to head up this way before Nameless starts cutting people.
Okay.
Oh, left to right. I'm going left.
Is there something I can jump into?
There's a crevice next to you.
Where?
How excited he sounds. This.
Oh no, that's the one where we didn't hear anything. We couldn't see the bottom either. So yeah.
That was this one.
Yeah, was it?
There's this one, and then there's also this one.
I'll just go this way.
Don't need to see what's up here.
I'm going this way. I'm going left.
Cool.
I'll go this way just in case I need to make Androcles bleed. Again.
Arden's gonna motion for Lochner to come with her this way.
Cool.
Alright, guys.
Up.
split up Scooby style.
In front of you, Arden, there
Does
is
that make you
Kind
Daphne?
of,
there
I'm gonna
is
carry
a
on looking over the pool as everybody else wanders off.
okay. So I'll do this all in turn. So in front of you, Arden, there is a this is one room with an armor rack in it, and this armor rack is partially full. Its greaves are there, as in its boots are there, and its gauntlets are there, but the helmet and the chest piece are missing. And around here, on the side, you can see there is a dragon that is dead, and a warrior standing over it with a one foot resting on the actual skull.
Does the armor look like? Do I recognize anything that I would have seen in that previous room as possibly being the missing pieces to this armor?
Do a perception check for me.
No.
Okay, you didn't see anything in the other part of the no in the other room. No, you didn't see anything in the other room.
Anything in this room?
No.
Okay. What about does the armor look familiar?
Do another perception roll. I'll give you one more reroll. Okay, and one more. Okay, it wasn't a complete failure. Okay. It looks similar to the one Nameless has. So Nameless could have been after this piece of armor in your head, because it is extreme. Looks like it's extremely powerful and probably important to his people too. So, you know, the thoughts are flashing through your mind of, I could take this and then make him do something for me to get this back, or I could, you know, and then you're thinking that's too much like Mother, you know, but like these are definitely things that he would want to get his hands on as an Achaean. Yeah, these are definitely things.
You can make him promise not to jump down any more random fucking holes.
That's a really good one. Any portals?
No.
That I could sense?
No.
Or see anything? Okay, then Arden will make a mental note and go see what's up the other way.
Okay, so we'll come back to Lochnia now. So Lochnia, what are you testing out over here?
Just whilst everybody else is start asking about, I want to see what is happening to this pool, this pit, if anything actually is changing or anything like that.
Cool. So you can see. Are you touching it, or are you trying to turn it over? Or are you stabbing it, or how are you testing it?
How far away is the actual pool? I mean, can I reach over and touch it?
Well, the thing is that when Nameless was standing on it, it actually rose up and it was solidified. So now it's in front of you.
Okay.
So you can touch it. You can you know.
Yeah. Does it feel cold?
It feels extremely cold. It is red now. It's crimson red, and it seems like, even though it's glassy, it seems like underneath the surface is actually water. It's actually, or blood, as the case may be. As you hold your hand on it, though, it gets warmer, and the lettering around here starts to glow a little bit more, and it's getting warmer, and then much warmer. And it's actually too painful to keep your hand there at the moment.
Right. Okay. This gap here, how big is this?
It's jumpable. I'd say it's about 10 feet. Yeah, it's it's jumpable.
Feet.
In fact, whilst you're doing this, you can actually see every single time the lettering here pulses. A crimson light pulses from down here.
Right, and how frequently is it pulsing?
Every couple of seconds.
And has it sped up?
No.
Or down?
It's just stayed the same for now.
Okay.
Lochnia should get naked, it'll help him think. plus 10 perception rolls.
We did establish that.
Okay, I'm going to go and have a peer down here.
Okay, so as you look over, you can see down there is a gargantuan, scaly shape in the darkness.
Oh,
That is it is not moving. It's just there, just in the darkness as the light bathes over it. And because you've moved away from the central pillar there, the light slows down, it's pulsing, and then stops.
Okay.
And then all is pitch black again.
And as I move closer to it, it starts pulsing again.
It doesn't start pulsing? No.
Jump
No.
down.
Touch it. Jump, touch it again.
Well, as soon as you touch it, starts getting warmer. It starts getting warmer. And then it starts pulsing again. But very, very, very slowly.
Right. Okay. Guys. Yeah,
there's a level on that one.
What did you find out?
Theory is that we would, if we made some sort of blood sacrifice here, we would wake a dragon and everybody would die. So,
It's a shame we're not over there to talk to you about it.
I think your spots are still.
He came over to you guys.
I came over to you.
Well, we would have continued on while he was still testing.
No, this is what I mean. It's all happening at the same time. So, as you guys are rounding the corner, Arden has gone up there, come back, and as she's walking up there, Lockney has come up behind her. It's not important, but then let's just carry on. What it is.
So yeah, so I'll wait till I catch up with you, however that happens. And yeah, something to do with blood, something to do with dragons, and there's a sleeping dragon right under our feet. It's a dead dragon, but
Sleeping or dead? I mean, that's kind of important information.
That is a little important.
let's assume it's sleeping until we've discovered otherwise.
Okay.
Arden's just gonna look at Nameless and go, seriously this time, no funny business. Don't make a blood sacrifice just to see what happens.
See, now you put the idea in his head.
Yeah.
Sacrifice, she's thinking, oh my god, he's gonna do it just to do it.
See, you put the idea in his head now, so
We'll come back to the well. Let's carry on down the corridor.
Okay, so down this corridor you see what used to be. Basically, it looks like there's lots of tables and chairs laid about. So this will be for like devotees, things like that. So everything's rotted away. So it's not a pleasant place to be. And down here you can see there is a chamber, of which there is a cell in the middle of it with a lot of bones inside. And that's essentially it.
Is there anything about the bones?
From what are you testing for? What are you looking for?
Strange things. Pulsing lights and
Okay.
dragons.
Roll a perception check for me. No, these are bones. They look humanoid, so they look like either Logia, Sunborn. They're not Dwayor, they're not Elven.
Anything on the walls that's interesting?
Not from what you can see. These are bare stone walls.
are there anything special about the bars?
No. Iron, rotted, rusted.
What about?
Well, I guess. Is there anything but bones in the thing, or is it literally just bones in there?
There are no bones in here. These are basically there's one big table. I'll draw it.
I meant in the cage, because I think you can probably just open up the.
You can just open it up. Yeah, you can walk inside if you want.
Yeah, just kind of check if there's anything with him, like a trinket or something, that help us identify whose bones these were.
So are you in the cage now?
Yeah, he's in the cage now. Yeah.
Slam the door.
Okay. The door is rotted. I mean, he can just lift it free. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll just kind of
Uh,
push it back open and just shake my head.
So, yeah, so you're kneeling down. There are bits of armor here, and as you're looking over the armor. These are Ramiran armor plating, and do another perception check for me. I have a +7. Okay, +3, 18. So, looking at this, these guys haven't been killed. These guys have died essentially in battle elsewhere. You can see, looks like, because they haven't bled out here. So they've been brought here, and the way that they're lying, they're not all jumbled up on top of each other. They're actually lying down, like in state. You know, so this door's been locked.
So they were being, so they locked up the corpses,
Yes.
which and Androcles would mention that, and kind of note that we did also get a letter about potentially. He will remember that we did get a letter about there being potentially the dead rising kind of thing.
Like the elf mother.
Arden's just gonna slap Nameless in the back of the head, jumping up so she could reach it. Does she recognize any of the armors looking like it goes with the other piece or the other set?
Yes, they look very, very similar.
I mean, does it look like the missing pieces?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think it'd be worth taking some of the stuff to back up to, yeah, see if we can't get any more information on some of it later. Is there anything else in this room?
Not from what you can see. There is a table with no one else sitting at it. There are mugs and jugs and pewter dishes and things like that strewn about the place. And it looks like there was a great feast here at one point, but looks like it was centuries ago.
Is the table rotted away, or is it still?
The table's still there. The table's actually still pristine.
Is it wood?
It is wood.
I'm gonna touch the wood table and see why it is still there when everything else seems to be rotting away, including the iron.
You are. Do you who are your mother's people again? Where was she from?
She was there. She was a can.
Okay. Nothing happens. Nothing occurs.
That's not ominous at all. I'm just kind of like he's just kind of looking at the table. And it's like, and like the others like this should, he'll say kind of mumbling out loud, this should have rotted. Literally everything else has rotted. This shouldn't be here.
Okay. Noted.
And I mean, at least at this point, I know enough that Lochner is kind of interested in this, kind of archaeology stuff. It's like, and he's kind of like looking to Lochner for confirmation about this table.
Yes.
It's got to be some sort of magic on it.
Yeah, I'm not really very tuned to that sort of stuff though, so maybe. And do I think I can sort of see Dina and anything?
Go and roll perception check and have a +10. This is an archaeological kind of a thing, so go ahead and. Okay, so the amount of seats at this table is equal to the amount of corpses that are in the cage in the other room.
The amount of seats at this table equal to the number of corpses in the cage in the other room.
How many were there?
There are 12, and there are 12.
Okay. So I have a question. If there are 12 seats and 12 corpses, how did the 12 corpses get into the cage when everyone would have been sat here?
Arden's gonna make a joke. Hey, if the table were round, it would be like Arthur's. With the 12 knights.
Andrew is gonna sit at the table and just kind of. Is there chairs?
Yep.
Are they in working order?
Yep.
Okay, if the chairs are working order, Androcles will sit at this table because he's really like convinced that there's something more to this table, and he's kind of in a puzzly mood after the
I
you know,
really hope
the
there's nothing special with the table.
Can the table be moved?
No. If you try and move it, it just stays locked in place.
Big table.
Is there anything under the table? This is, I mean, Androcles is just to be in and around this table for a minute. So if there's, Dean, if there's nothing there, he's still going to keep doing it for a minute.
Mhm.
If you want to just let other people do things while Androcles
Okay.
just kind of does this.
So, Nameless, you've walked over to the table. Sorry, Arden, what you saying?
Oh, at this point, seeing Androcles so fascinated with the table, Arden's gonna walk up and see what all the fuss is about,
Mhm.
and just kind of like knock on it, like, "Yep, sounds like wood. Okay, let's move on."
When you
Doesn't sound like wood.
on the wood, it sounds very echoey.
It sounds what?
Echoey, like it sounds like you're knocking on a very large container or something.
Arden's gonna like put her ear closer and knock across to see if the whole thing sounds hollow.
It does.
Can we try and open it?
Nameless, you've walked over to the table. What you looking at doing? You're just standing around.
I'm gonna smash the table.
Okay. With what?
My fist.
Okay. Cool. Do a
Right hand? Are you smashing with your right hand? Because you're now left-handed.
It'll be fine. +6.
Why are you not left-handed?
There we go.
Jesus. Okay.
Wait, what?
It disintegrates.
Yeah. Why didn't you tell me what you want to have happen here?
I want it to split in half, and whatever's inside it to roll out.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's round. I don't know.
Okay. So you smash the table in half, and from behind you, you hear a shuffling from down in this area, and you hear a rhythmic chanting in Latin, which is as you look down, you see that you've splintered your hands. There's blood all over your hands. You're like, ah, and you can see you can see that can Arden and Androcles roll speed checks for me, please?
Oh dear. No. Like literally, he was sat down at the table and his split in front of him.
Yeah.
And so we're both just sitting. I'm just sitting at this table, like, what did you do? And then, and did you have your like? I imagine like you had your ear on the table as he smashed it.
How did it go? Nat 20, nat 1, 1.
So
Wow.
Androcles and Arden. The floor gives way beneath you, and you go falling into the pitch black darkness.
I'm still in the chair.
You're still in the chair, yes. So this area, wherever wherever this is, it has gone away. Nameless, you are still standing there.
Pretty chuffed with
And
the table, no doubt.
This is Arden.
yeah, Nameless, you are still standing there. And you can hear the rhythmic chanting behind you, which just says, that's all it says. And it seems to be echoing throughout the room as the shuffling is getting closer and closer up here.
So how's Lochner doing?
So what's Lochner up to? He's just seeing all this happen.
Right, can I hear the shuffling as well?
Yes.
And my sword.
Sounds like a plan. So, in front of you come 12 well-armed skeletons. I love a classic, me.
At least it's not a dragon, right?
Oh, well, we'll get to the other two in a minute.
Not yet.
But he just said
Can I try to
skeletons.
tame
He
this
didn't say
dragon?
skeletons of what?
1 second. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these are all skeletons, and they're armed with spears, ornate spears, and shields, and they're in full Ramiran plate as well. Very similar to Nameless's. There's a similar style, and they're coming lumbering out of this room. They hesitate over Nameless, whether you think that's a part of his bloodline, because obviously he is half Ramiran and things like that. This probably is what it is, that they're recognizing a certain kinship there, but they still go to attack him. So whether you want to use that to your advantage is up to you. We're going to delete these other two now.
See you later.
Bye.
Blame Locknear.
I'm just assuming
Blame
I was
Locknear.
total
Blame Locknear. Sorry. Blame Nameless. Sorry.
I was going to say.
Everything's going just to plan.
Just as planned. And there is the hole.
I'm going to
jump down the hole.
Let's roll initiative, shall we? They'll be going second. Ooh.
Guys, this is Arden and I. That exact expression.
So, Lockney, you are going first. What are you doing?
What am I doing? Oh fuck. Okay. Oh. Fuck it. I'll just go barreling in. Fuck it. Why not?
Nice. Okay. Cool.
I've got Nameless next to me, so
You did not use up any of your actions doing that, so go ahead.
Okay, and I shall use my special power, which I don't think I have on this computer, do I? Fuck, I don't.
I think I do, though. I think I do if you need it.
No, I don't have on this fucking computer. I got that.
So I can do it for you. 1 second.
Yeah, the one that keeps everybody, the big sweepy one.
So I'm going to put this in the Discord for a minute. 1 second.
Yeah, sorry, it's on my other computer.
That's okay, man. There you go. Oh, there's the gubbins. It's on. Should be on.
That's the app, right? I've downloaded it. Okay.
Blah 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 blah.
Blah 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 blah. That one. Where's the one? Is my Locknear special?
For the first set of abilities. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you sent us stuff ages ago, before we had the paths.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just your character sheet.
Locknear's special ability is not.
Isn't his special ability if he gets knocked down, you can go completely schizo and start?
Oh, there's another one where I can my sword around and kill D6 people.
Ah, right, I know what you mean. Let me just have a little look, see.
It might be in the chat between the two of you, because that's where you sent me mine.
I think it is.
Yeah, probably is.
I think you gave me actually a spreadsheet, didn't you? I don't know.
This has my that's on it. It doesn't have any of my special abilities on it. Hold on. Okay, we'll just say there's not enough rooms to do that properly, and I'll just twat the one in front of me.
Do you know what? I think I know what one you mean.
It's D6, so I can hit a minimum of 3 people.
That's it. I know what you mean. Okay, yeah. So roll D6. Roll D6. I know which one you mean. Oh, nice. Okay. So all 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to say the 4 there, and you can double up on one of them if it doesn't go down. So roll a normal attack.
D20 plus. Whatever that is. I forgot what that is now.
Whatever point you have in Greatsword. Oh, you okay. Cool. And that does blah 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 blah.
That
What?
does for singular success, 7 superficial.
+5 because it's your modifier for this with this one rule, doubled.
Oh, yeah.
So 17 damage. Whack, 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 and whack. So 4. You go walloping in there, and they're too busy going after Nameless, and so you just cleave round 4 of them, and they just they crash to the floor. They're just gone. They seem pretty brittle, these guys. But you did feel a lot of strength in there because they did do a few return blows in there at the same time. If you get hit by one of these, you're going to go for a ball of chalk, it seems. Their turn next. The Nameless did a 12, so they're going to march up here. Yay. So, 2 of them are going to attack Nameless. +4. So that is 4 superficial damage and 4 superficial damage. And you've got... So, and all in all, that'll be 4 superficial damage because 4 of them is taken off by your armor as well.
Wait 1 second, team. Because I think you'll find my armor has a special rule.
Okay.
Where if I roll a d6...
Okay, cool.
No!
Oh well.
And
well.
you didn't. You bitch slapped.
Oh well. So yeah, you only take 4 damage though. 4 superficial. And Lochnia, so they'll do the same to you. Okay. So there's 4. You have similar arm. No. You have that 6 superficial and 8 superficial before your armor.
How many superficial?
So 12 superficial altogether before your armor. So
okay. My armor's 5 in total.
So that'll be 7 superficial taken. Not too bad.
Yep.
But I would like you to roll a might check, please, because they're smacking you so hard with abandon that you may go wobbling over the edge into the precipice. You're fine. So you stay where you are. And Nameless, do the same, please. You're not going to go into the thing now, so don't worry.
He's not worried. He's just going to keep sending other people down there.
Yeah.
Incidentally, to be fair, I was, just doing Nameless things.
You're also fine. So,
okay.
Next round of combat. Let's do
that. I haven't had my go.
Oh yeah.
Yes, go for it. I'm gonna use my Manticore Sting thing. D6, and I'm gonna hit those 4 in a line.
Nice.
Where are we? Feet. No, that's not what I wanted. It's because my spear thing's changed. I can't remember what it was. No, it says 8. +8. And I keep trying to roll d6s now. What?
That'll hit all 4.
It hits as a crit damage as well.
Yeah, it's crit damage.
Oh shit. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All down.
Okay, and I'll smack the I'll have to move, won't I? So I'll move there and then hit the other 3 with the same ability.
Nice. So they are 1, 2, 3. The last one to end combat. It's going to for comedic effect. It jumps onto you there, Lochnia. It just abandons its fighting. It tries to jump onto you and tries to just beat you to death. What would you like to do? It's currently jumped on you, like you're holding it, sort of a thing.
Pull its arm off.
Can I pull its arm off and beat it over its head with its own arm?
Go for it. Roll a might check. Cool. So you like rip its own arm off and you punt it in the air and then like a baseball just like whack it down into the darkness.
Oh, please say it's still alive when it lands.
Let's flip round. Let's flip around the yeah. You guys are falling.
Yep.
Into the darkness.
Falling.
Yep.
It's a couple of 100 feet. So
Yep.
this is gonna suck. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
You're welcome, guys.
Please roll speed checks for me.
If Arden makes it out of here alive, she is killing Nameless the first.
How far away is Arden from Androcles?
Oh man.
Yeah, she's like right next to you, basically. I would say. At this point.
How many do we roll?
So
How many speed checks do we roll?
just the one. Why were you asking that, Androcles?
Because I think this might be the kind of life-threatening situation in which Androcles might actually, start using magic for once.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
Well, I was thinking that potentially this would be the kind of situation where I would do something like Fate Step.
Mm-hmm.
And, hopefully teleport safely to the ground. Preferably with Arden.
Okay. So you grab her. You grab her with that speed check. Go ahead and do it. Describe what it does and do it.
It's more just grabbing her because she seems like she's flailing, and I think subconsciously he's like, "This is this is not gonna. I'm not gonna land safely. It's
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna die here." And then just kind of activate Stormblood and see what happens.
Okay. Tell everyone what it does. What you're doing does.
So, Fade Step is use the power of Stormblood to warp across the battlefield, blinking from one place to another before anyone can react. Activate a spell, remove a character, and place them anywhere on the battlefield within 70 feet of where you were.
Okay, so you're already falling quite a way. So yeah,
I figure by the time I'm kind of got Arden and
yep,
seeing what's about to happen, I'm within 70 feet of the ground.
Sure. So go ahead and roll your Stormblood check.
And find out if you die.
And find out if you die.
+4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
You demand.
So you grab Arden and you land on the floor, and Arden, you're sure you're dead, and then all of a sudden you're standing on your own 2 feet. You're looking around confused, and you feel an arm on your shoulder. You know it's Androcles, and before you can say thank you, a skeleton slams into your forehead, and you fall to the ground, unconscious.
Thank you, Nick.
So, Androcles, you
still animated.
You feel that your the weight in your other arm go limp, and then you if you reach down, yeah, it's still animated. It's still trying to hit her, but it's got no arms. So it's just trying to.
No arms.
It's just trying to headbutt her at this point.
Can I just stomp it?
Yeah, you can just drag it off and stomp it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Androcles is still trying to process what just happened because he didn't know he could do that.
Yeah. So Arden, you are now back in the room as groggy, but.
I'm gonna wake up, say thanks to Androcles, and go, listen, from here on out, I don't care what Nameless says. You won the first fight.
It's just kind of looking like everyone knows I won the first fight except for Nameless. It's just it doesn't matter. It's not what's important. Just kind of looks at her but I mean, never mind. It's not important.
Let's flip this.
And then
let's flip this just for a second. Lochnia and Nameless, what are you doing at this moment in time?
I guess peering down the hole.
It's pitch black at the moment.
Call for an echo?
Nothing.
Can they not hear me down there?
There's no echo, there's no nothing.
It's nothing. Okay.
No.
So, do we go back to the keep?
Just put a lid on this and walk away. Just put a lid over this and never return. Don't worry about it. No, there was only ever two of us. The Outriders was just the two of us. The third and fourth member you're thinking of is my spear and his sword. Come on now.
Well,
I have a funny feeling Lockney is like, don't leave me alone with this guy. Don't leave me alone with this guy.
I'm not jumping down there.
oh, come on. Us?
Okay, I'm going to nudge you in.
Seriously? Like, we
No,
did just
because we did just find out that they nearly died.
I would have killed them, yes.
I don't know that we're alive.
I'm assuming you're not, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yep. You'd be, yeah, you guys are fairly sure they're dead.
So I'll
I mean,
and go back to the well.
Lockney, you know they're dead because you saw how far that was below. So you know.
So I haven't been across the other place where the armor is, have I? At all?
No.
So I guess I would go there because Arden didn't tell me what was there.
Arden, did you remove the armor whilst you were there?
No, she didn't have a chance yet.
Okay. You find the greaves and the gauntlets that you were looking for all this time. Oh,
Sweet.
there.
What, are they just on like a rack kind of thing?
Yes.
Is there anything special about the rack? If I was to remove my armor, say, and put it on the rack, would something happen?
You'll have to find out.
Oh, god damn it. Okay, let's just do that.
Are you there as well, Lockney, or are you...
Yes.
Lockney stood behind me going, why is he getting naked?
Yeah.
Is this just a thing we're doing now? Since it's just the two of us, we can get naked together.
How are you guys feeling about your companions being dead?
I mean, I've shrugged. I'm beyond it already, so I'm good. So the armor's already off.
How about you, Lockney? Are you?
What are we doing for a light source?
At the moment, it's incredibly dark in here. Yeah, it is incredibly dark.
Oh my god.
I feel so loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's no. I mean, must be some light, otherwise we'd be fighting and doing everything in complete pitch black.
Well, to be fair, there is a natural glow down here. It's a very dark glow, but as you, that is a very good point. But down here it's not pitch black for some reason. You don't know why, but it's not pitch black. Yeah, it's not pitch black.
I'll head back to
Yeah.
to the way we came in.
Mm-hmm.
And
are you going to jump over this yawning chasm?
Oh yeah, you're jumping over, right? Yeah.
If you want to do that, then it would be a speed check. Okay, that's just about fine. And yeah, you're going to go straight back to the... Nameless, when you put your armor on there, another portal opens up.
Hang on. Right, but I don't want to get in the portal without my armor.
Good point.
So, I'm going to see if the portal stays open when I put the armor on.
It does not.
God damn it. Locknear! You've got to go through the portal.
He's long gone, my friend. He's not pleased with you, I don't think, at the moment, with how things turned out. So, he's turned the corner.
You've just murdered two of your companions, even if, not entirely.
Technically not murder. It was never intended.
Manslaughter?
I mean, it's not my fault the table was a booby trap. Okay.
You hit it so hard, you caved the ground in under it.
Yeah, what was actually in the table? You said it was hollow.
I did.
You won't know because it's going to be down there with us.
Oh, yeah. It's probably 6. It's all 6. So, oh, fuck it. Let's go in the portal. So the armor's off. I'm in the portal.
Cool. You are where Lochner. When you get to the rope, there is a flash of light, vroomf, and then Nameless appears next to you, start bollock naked.
I see you've.
That's your actual reaction.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stand there proudly, hand on hips.
I'm going to climb up the rope.
It's just not even thinking. Just like, yep, that's about right. Yeah.
So in that case, I'm going to run back to the other portal.
Are you going to jump over the chasm?
Then go, but no. I'll just go into that portal down there.
Okay.
And then across the moss, up back to my armor, pick up the entire set of armor.
Yep.
And give up the others as dead. And what do we do about the well? Okay, so it stopped pulsing, didn't it?
It did.
Or it was really okay. So I'm gonna get on the well again.
It's now pulsing very quickly, and Lochner, as you're going up the, you saw him run off, and as you're climbing up the rope, the whole place starts shaking a little bit, and dust starts flowing down from the hole, you know, where it's been knocked loose, and you're looking up, going, where is he? Sort of thing. And at the moment, yeah, there are. We'll skip over to Arden and Androcles. So, what's going on?
Arden's gonna look around, and what does she see?
Darkness.
Oh. Can she feel anything on the walls?
You can't feel any walls, and whenever you speak to Androcles, your voice carries and carries and carries and carries and carries and carries.
I don't know how you saved us back there, but any chance you could create some kind of light?
You're muted if you're talking.
Yes, I was. I don't know how I saved this either, but well, he's gonna think about it a second. Then he's gonna remember his hand sometimes glows, his arm. So he's gonna take off his glove because he's been wearing like a whole fucking sleeve thing to cover up his arms, both of them. But he's gonna kind of just remove that a bit so that his arm is kind of open and just kind of hold up his arm and kind of think at it that glow. Doesn't know how else to go about that.
It does. Not for very far. But yeah, you can see just about 6 feet in front of you or around you.
I imagine it starts glowing and he's like, oh, and then it goes out and he's like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's just like, fuck.
What exactly do we see?
You see nothing around you. You can only go for 6 feet.
I guess we start walking. I just need to build like a reflector on my arm so I can turn it into a flashlight.
So, or flashlight, as the case may be. So, as you are walking forwards, and Arden is like rubbing her head where she got a knock. You can just hear her cursing Nameless's non-name as you're walking around. You come up against, there is a wall in front of you. You do find a wall.
What does this wall look like?
It has a pattern similar to the ground here, but in like diamond shapes. All the way around here.
Are we thinking, tile or scales?
Do a perception check. Both of you.
Because I believe that he did mention something about the sleeping dragon below us.
Or dead. Hope for dead.
These are scales.
Is there any warmth behind them? I'm touching it with my
No.
non-ice arm, by the way.
No, complete coldness, and it's covered in dust. This has been here for centuries, it seems.
Are we on top of the dragon as well, or is it just like?
The
Because you said it's
floor,
similar to the floor.
the floor is not scaly. No.
Okay, well, I
Well,
guess
we need to get out.
understatement. I guess we head towards the head of the dragon.
Are you
Okay.
sure we should go towards the head?
I mean, I imagine in a place like this, that's my best guess for where the exit would be. I mean, just for nothing else than the aesthetics, do you really want to put your head near the dragon's butt?
Well, at least that end doesn't have teeth.
It could have.
Arden will just she'll follow Androcles' lead since
You don't have much of a choice.
yeah, and he's got the light source.
Cool. So you guys get to the finally. They're all perception check for me. See if you can find your way first. Nice. Okay. So Arden, you can see the contours of this body. This dragon is about 400 feet long, something like that. So large, and as you get round to its head, it is easily able to. It could snap one of the main tower of the Bowery in one, in one munch, basically. And its crenellated crown of ridged bone is like arcing way above you. And as you look at its teeth, they have tiny serrations on them. So it's almost like a serrated saw. And you could actually easily put your whole body inside of its nostril. Easily.
Do it. Get in.
Yeah, Arden's not gonna do that.
Honestly, it's dumb, but I can't. Androcles can't see a dragon face and dragon teeth and not at least touch them.
That's cool. Nothing happens.
Are the teeth set in like properly, or is
Yeah,
it like decayed and possibly loose?
No, the teeth are improperly. In fact, if you feel around there, there's still saliva.
Arden's just gonna
At that point, Androcles is going to very slowly take his hand out of there and start backing away when he realizes there's saliva in there. This is not a dead dragon.
Arden, what are you doing?
Please don't. Please.
No, he like as soon as she starts trying to say please, he's going to hush her. Like,
My turn to do stupid shit. Okay, so you hear a faint red light and throbbing noise from above you, like, and then you hear like a loud, like suddenly being pulled apart noise.
oh dear. I'm going to. Sorry, what?
Do we see anything?
What are you looking at?
Like where the noise is coming from?
It's from right in front of you.
Like the dragon in front of us?
Yes.
I think at this point it's just going to I think we're just gonna. At least Androcles is just gonna freeze up and stare at this dragon like, ah, shit.
So, 1 second. Within a second. So, Nameless, you are upstairs, and you are standing on this thing, and at the moment, nothing is happening. But you can feel the whole place rumbling around you as you're standing on this thing. Are you going to continue to stand on it, would you say?
And I think because you said my hand was splintered and there was a bit of blood, sod it. Let's just go for it. Balls deep. Let's put some blood on it.
Okay.
So
I should really learn that when I ask
world.
Are
for
you
caution,
sure?
I will get the opposite. So, okay, that's cool. So, Arden and Androcles, you look at where the noise is coming from, and the eye is now, well, both eyes are now open, and you could easily see that shape in the eye. That is the size of Arden. So, and it looks like sort of like a. It's not making any noise, but it's almost like it's pulling its massive brows down to scowl at you. And as you can just see bits of fire start behind the eyes, just to start.
What was that word that was printed over the? I think Androcles is just going to the Cassandra Ultor. He feels like this is probably where if they don't do something, they're going to end up as a a little quick nibble for the dragon goes and eats everyone.
So you say,
hang on. I'm just going to point out. So all the murals showed this Cassandra killing a dragon, right? And you're about to say Cassandra Ultor to him.
That was the name of the Achaean or the Reman.
I don't think Androcles knows that. He just saw that name was. Sorry, what was that?
That's cool.
It was under his portrait.
That's cool.
Oh,
well, we said it now.
I think I misunderstood. Yeah.
Oh.
You said it now.
Now it's pissed.
So
there's nothing else you can do.
The whole time Lockney is upstairs, completely oblivious to what's going on.
So
I mean, he knows the shaking's happened.
Yeah,
I'm going up to get.
I want to say.
Lockney, what are you saying?
I was going to say I was going up to get rope, torches, rescue gear.
Cool.
People.
Cool. That's awesome. Yep.
Mastering people, strong people, ropes, gear, whatever's available.
You're running back to the. Yes, you go get 4 strong lads and loads of rope and all of the torches you can get. And as Lucius comes back to start singing, I want you to roll a might check for me. He starts to try and he thinks that his master's coming back from down below. So roll might check. Yeah, if you want to, you can just knock him spark out on the way past.
Yeah, just backhand him.
Yeah, so you're running past and you just oof him right in the side of the head, knock him straight out onto the floor. Down below, as you say those words, it's sort of the brows sort of unknit, almost in realization, and it narrows its eyes at you, and then stands up. And the great cavern just bursts and just starts to roil under its weight. As you can see beneath the skin, molten magma starting to pulse and to bray. And you hear in your heads... Whoops.
Androcles is going to, I think, from the mural, or no, I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember. There was something on the first mural. I thought about something about him. I thought the Dwyer did something with him. I can't remember anymore. The first mural on the mountain.
Yeah. So it's of the So you are looking at which mural? Oh, the mural of the guy being. Yeah, the mural of the guy of him being hired, basically.
Yeah, and then something happened after. At the end of it, I thought. I can't quite remember. It's been a minute.
I don't think. No.
Because I remember I thought it showed the dragon getting killed,
It did.
And I thought it should. And then it showed something with the Dwarf King
Yes,
afterwards.
as in the original mural is of the noble warrior telling off the Dwarf King. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Okay, that's. And then the dwarf, and it's something like the Dwarf King was upset, but it didn't really.
Yes.
Yeah, there wasn't anything about what actually happened to him. So
No.
Androcles is going to just kind of. Guess he's going to hope for the best and try to communicate. Say, he's gone. He's been gone a long time.
He almost looks sad. If a dragon can look sad.
He looks less murdery.
Less murdery. He says,
This is it's. I'm just gonna kind of, since he hasn't immediately killed me. Oh.
he just turns, doesn't even look at you. But before he turns away, he turns back to you, and narrows his eyes and looks at you, and almost like bears in on your chest, and you can feel the symbol on your chest start to burn and bubble. And it's excruciating in pain.
I think I would probably like pull open like the arm a bit just to like I put my, just to like because it hurts and I'm opening it up.
Yep, and you sink to your knees in agony, and before long, it's gone. Can't feel the pain anymore, and you hear in your head once more. And Arden, you can hear this too. It's like a backlash. And he turns and stalks to the edge of the cavern. And he,
as he turns away, I'll call out that there are more on the surface, and I think they've got a creature that was once a dragon.
He stops. I sort of almost looks over his shoulder, and then just barrels on, and he smashes through the side of the mountain, and then just hurls himself out. And Lochner on the surface, the whole keep shakes, as in nearly topples over. And
the newly formed walls break.
Yeah, on one side of the keep, the walls fall away into nothing as the actual ground explodes from underneath, and the backdraft of the wings blow all of the rubble backwards. Hundreds of people are hurled into the air as this dragon bursts into the sky and starts flying away. And that's where we'll finish this session.
Can Androcles just say something as that happens?
Sure.
It's just like Nameless is paying for that one.
And that's when it finishes.
Cool. Oh, you're welcome, guys.
For fuck's sake.
So what was that about caution?
Yeah.
I give up on caution.
I wasn't assuming a dragon's gender, by the way. That's just before anyone could. No, so yeah, so I'm thinking.
They don't have genders; they just have sexes.
True.
So you're fine.
So, shall we say Saturday would be a good day?
I should need to double check. I think it should be fine. There's a possibility I'd be working.
This week I can't do Sunday, so I can do Saturday. But if we need to reschedule, it can't be Sunday.
No problem.
If I can do any day this weekend, it's going to be Saturday. I think I'm supposed to be working through Monday or Tuesday. But Sunday, Monday, maybe Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'm not certain yet.
Okay. Everyone else is cool for now? Don't worry about it. If plans change.
Yeah, I'll have to check, but yeah, theory.
I never have anything planned, so.
Bye, everyone.
All right, speak to you guys later. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.